Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Palmer, Alaska from Herman Brothers Field. As tonight we have Game 2 of the best of three ABL Top of the World Championship semifinals between the Anchorage Bucs and your Matsu Miners, who took a 1-0 lead in the series last night. I'm Reese Landon, joined by Sean Neef. And Sean, today the Miners have Darwin Matos going on the mound. The left-hander from Felician University has been really good this year, and Miners look to get a quick sweep of the Bucs.
Pretty good is a bit of an understatement as well with Darwin. We haven't seen him in too many games, only started 2 to this point, but he hasn't allowed anyone to come across home plate, and if you can do that, that's your primary job as the pitcher.
On the other side, for the Anchorage Bucs, we're going to see Mitchell Scott going, who's more of a reliever, but he's thrown a couple of games in the starting rotation. Really good numbers on the year. The Cal Berkeley product will look to keep the Bucs alive, as yesterday the Bucs were right on the cusp of taking Game 1. They were up 4-2 going into the ninth inning. The Miners rallied, loaded up the bases, but there were 2 outs. 4-2, a wild pitch scored the third run, and then a walk-off 2-run single by Tyler Wilson capped off the game. The Miners winners 5-4, and they only had to use 2 bullpen arms yesterday.
That's what they're really looking forward to. They didn't have to use Alex Majors. They didn't have to use Aaron Winkler. They only used Floyd and Wolf, so they can come in today. Should they need a bridge, Winkler's perfect for that, being able to go about 3 innings. And of course they have their closer. But, like we've said, they're going up against a team that nearly had them against the ropes last time out.
Yeah, this Bucs lineup broke through in the 8th inning with a double off of Evan Wolf to make it a 4-2 ballgame. Miners obviously rallied late and took the victory. So we're going to take a short break. Sean will be back for the rest of the pregame show. I'll be back around first pitch, and we'll be back here from Herman Brothers Field in just a few moments.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get ready for Game 2 of the Top of the World Series semifinals between the Anchorage Bucs and the Matsu Miners. I'm Sean Neef. My partner will be back, but for now, it's just me. I'm here to walk you through what your starting lineups are for today. We mentioned Darwin Matos, the lockdown pitcher for the Miners, on the mound. A 0 ERA. That's a flat 0 on the board. Nothing but a goose egg for Darwin Matos in the 3 games he pitched in over this year. For Matos in the field, he'll be helped out by some fellow Miners. In the infield, left to right, on third base, it's Casey Rother. At shortstop, it's David Bermudez. At second, it's Holden Breeze, and at first, it's Aaron Walters once again. In the outfield, it's Tyler Wilson, the Game 1 hero in left field. Patrick Donovan also did his part in Game 1 in center, and Ricky Nunez in right. Behind the dish, it's Tyler Rando once again, so he'll be the pitcher-catcher battery partner for Darwin Matos. And on the other side, we initially thought we'd have no changes aside from the pitcher for the Bucs. But we had a late-minute scratch. No longer Xavier Pinales behind the plate. Instead, they're going to move first baseman Cole Moore behind the dish. And in the infield, without Moore, it's still going to be Vaquero at third, Donahue at short, Woody Hayden at second, and they're going to move designated hitter Jake Skipworth to first. Outfield, also the same. Mactoff in left, Ostrander in center, and Rocafort in right. On the mound is the real enemy of the Miners. Mitchell Scott is starting today, a usual bullpen arm for this Bucs squad, but one that is the kryptonite of this Miners offense. They were relatively slow to get out of the gate yesterday, but today they're going to have a hard time going up against a pitcher where they went 5 innings without a hit or a walk. That's 5 no-hit innings against Mitchell Scott. The Miners going to be looking for a bit of a different approach today at the plate. So we may be in store for a bit of a pitcher's duel, but we also have a bit of a twist on today. Obviously, we're at Herman Brothers. You can tell by the outfield and the fence out there, but the Miners are going to be playing as the away team. This is an ABL rule for their playoff series. In order to prevent more travel, they have the game to go as the away team's home game. So the Bucs will pitch to start us out. The Miners will be batting at the top of the first, and we'll carry on with that for the remainder of the game. That means a bottom of the ninth walk-off isn't a possibility once again, but the Miners will have a chance to get their hacks first. And taking their hacks in this order. Leading off will be number 1, Holden Breeze. In the 2 hole, it's going to be left fielder Tyler Wilson. In the 3 hole, it's going to be Tyler Rando, their RBI god from the regular season. Batting cleanup today is going to be Nick Sorelli, their designated hitter, who was able to contribute in his own way with a few hits. Batting in the 5 hole, Casey Rother, the Lehigh product at third base. In the 6th hole, it's going to be Aaron Walters, the one who got that 9th inning action rolling. In the 7th hole, it's going to be center fielder Patrick Donovan, the speedy outfielder who's capable of some amazing catches. In the 8th hole, it's going to be Ricky Nunez, a real speedster who showed off on that winning run. And in the 9th hole for the Miners, it's going to be David Bermudez, their shortstop, the backbone of this Miners defense. One who received high praise from skipper Ty LeBrun in the postgame. His work isn't always praised by the fans, but it is absolutely essential in keeping this Miners team afloat. Now we have our coaches meeting at the plate, so we'll get ready for the first pitch national anthem, and we'll take a short break here at Herman Brothers Field. We'll be right back after a short break. We're back here at Herman Brothers Field getting ready for the top of the first inning. Mitchell Scott getting his warm-up pitches in, and Holden Breeze getting his hacks ready as he gets ready for his first at-bat. Breeze, someone who's been extremely lights out for the Miners since he's joined the team, had a batting average over 300 for his regular season play, but last night, 0 for 5. Looking for better results from their leadoff man tonight. He could really set the tone for the Miners early. Behind him is Game 1 hero Tyler Wilson. There's a great video going out on Facebook of Tyler Wilson's fans from the crowd. You can see just how much the Miners dugout exploded during that play. All the pitchers were jumping. Everybody was smacking the dugout. It was pure electric. And now they have a chance to ride that momentum here in Game 2. A good chance the Miners have a chance to sweep this series after they stole what could have been a already deficit game. Scott, throughout the last season, has not only been a problem for the Miners, but for the rest of the ABL as well. Mitchell Scott, ERA just under 4, but his strikeout numbers nearly match his innings. He guarantees almost 1 an inning and makes it problematic for any player at the plate, especially the Miners. And it appears my broadcast partner has rejoined us.
I'm back. It's in the LeBron year right now.
You gonna bring us a ring?
I hope so. My PA announcements were a little bit off today. Mistimed them by a little bit, but you know what? It's fine.
Hey, we're back here. We're getting ready for the first pitch. And to lead us off, like I said, Holden Breeze will be the first to face off against Mitchell Scott. Holden Breeze, 0 for 5 last night. One hit could make a better performance in one swing.
There's a ball a little bit up to Holden Breeze. Obviously took that collar yesterday. He'll look to get back in the swing of things today. Mitchell Scott, the right-hander on the mound, is very good at limiting hits. There's a ball off the plate, 2-0. See a different umpire behind the plate. We'll see what the zone is. Last night it was expanded, to say the least. Scott just one start coming into today. 22 hits on his line. He's walked 11. A 3.51 ERA. As there's ball number 3, and Holden Breeze is really close to a leadoff walk.
Who needs a hit when you can draw it on 4 pitches? A chance for an easy walk.
It is a hot one here at Herman Brothers today. Low 70s for Alaska. That's hot. There's a strike, 3-1. Tomorrow's game, if it is needed, if this does go to 3 games, supposed to be high 70s at game time.
It will be the hottest day of the summer since we've been up here. It's likely to feel more like 90 for us.
That ball is fouled away. 3-2. Battling back is Mitchell Scott. Will do it again.
I'm also pretty sure the home plate umpire for today thought I was the PA announcer. He called me the voice in the sky when I was walking up to the box today.
Interesting.
It was kind of flattering.
Yeah, Wolfgang's got a really good voice. He's good at what he does. And there's ball 4. Holden Breeze is good at what he does as he walks down there to first. It's a full count walk, so Mitchell Scott already 6 pitches in, and he walks Holden Breeze.
Coming up next is the man with arguably the greatest momentum on the diamond today.
Breeze, even with that collar yesterday, still 8 of his last 26. Wilson batting from the left side, as he did yesterday when he had that hero moment. A climactic walk-off single, scoring 2 runs. Ricky Nunez, the trailed run, picked up that winning run. Miners took an improbable win where they were down to their last out, down 2.
Down to their last strike as well, if it wasn't already as dramatic as it could have been.
1-0 from Scott. Swung on, check swing out to short. This is going to be a tough play. Vaquero cuts it off. He'll go the short way and get 1, but they will not get 2. Thought for a moment that Donahue was going to have to hold that, or field that one out in the hole at short, but a smart play by Vaquero to cut that off and at least get the force out. We'll see Tyler Rando, the Gonzaga Bulldog, stepping in. Coming off a day yesterday as Rando, he had a single in the 3rd inning of yesterday's game. Wasn't able to come around to score, but he'll step back in. Tyler Wilson off first has good speed. Certainly is capable of swiping a bag, and Cole Moore is now the catcher behind the plate. Not sure if Sean attributed that pregame, but Xavier Pinales, a late scratch out of the catcher spot. He's to the bench. Cole Moore goes to catcher, who was initially placed at first base. Jake Skipworth, who was initially the DH, goes to first, and now the DH is Ricky Gatter.
We've seen Moore behind the plate a couple times, but it's been Pinales for the last couple contests. He's been able to limit a lot of wild pitches. Even until the 9th inning, we hadn't seen hardly any the entire game.
It's gone 2-0 now on Tyler Rando as Mitchell Scott's having trouble finding the strike zone. On the year, he's averaging about 4 walks per 9 innings, so nothing too drastic, but right now he's finding it hard to hit the zone. And that one doesn't hit the zone either. It's 3-0.
He's a pitcher that really thrives when it comes to getting ahead of hitters and making them swing and miss at pitches outside the zone. It's a lot harder to do when they're not swinging early.
We expected JoJo Ingracia for game 2, but they go with Scott as there's a strike and a generous one at that on the outside edge, 3-1. Expected Ingracia, who's been there a rotation mainstay all year. He was 2nd in the ABL in strikeouts. The only man that he wasn't better than in strikeouts was Will Johnston, but they off to go to Scott here.
It could be a personal choice considering just how much the Miners have struggled against Scott
This
this
ball
year.
is rocketed over to second, and that is going to be an easy 4-3 double play. Tyler Wilson thought that ball might get through, but Woody Hadeen hasn't played perfectly, and the Miners down in the 1st.
Hard to read that ball as Tyler Wilson. You see it going as a line drive. You're not thinking it's going to be weak off the bat, but because of that double play, they're out of the inning already.
We'll head to the bottom of the 1st. Bucs coming to the plate. Darwin Matos out to the mound for the Miners. We'll be back in just a few moments. Back for the bottom of the 1st as Darwin Matos takes the mound for the Miners this year. Has not allowed a run. This will be his 3rd start of the year. 14 in the 3rd innings. He's got 13 strikeouts, allowing just 4 hits and 6 walks, 1-0 record. He's only given up 1 extra base hit in 14 in the 3rd innings.
14 in the 3rd innings and only 4 hits as well. You're going to have to start nicknaming this guy Nails. He just doesn't allow anybody to get on or come home.
Yeah, no extra, just that 1 double. No triples, no home runs off Matos. He's been so good at limiting that. Really, across the board, he's been great at everything. He's going to face the Buck lineup, though, who has some potential to score runs. Yesterday, they got 4 on the board at that ceiling. You would have thought double in the 8th inning for 2 runs. Also, Diego Vaquero went deep. He had a really nice day yesterday offensively, but this lineup is prone to the swing and miss, and Darwin Matos will look to do just that against this lineup today.
Darwin also might be the funniest guy in the clubhouse.
Yeah, Darwin is, I don't want to say team clown, but he's hilarious.
He is so funny.
5'10" left-hander. He'll throw it up there in the low 90s with some breaking balls as Woody Haydeen from UC Irvine, second baseman, switch hitting. He'll bat from the right side as Matos goes to work. This lineup has some lefties in it. Rocafort, Moore, Magtoff, Kyson Donahue. Also have some switch hitters, Skipworth and Woody Haydeen as that first pitch is fouled away, strike one.
You saw the potential of left-handed pitching yesterday with Will Johnston, racked up 10 strikeouts in his performance. Darwin Matos could likely do the same.
Haydeen was held off the hit column yesterday, an 0 for 4. As Matos is 0-1, just missed, maybe a little bit low, 1-1. They'll look to give the Miners a boost today. Just keep it close. They've got everybody ready in the bullpen pretty much besides Wolf and Floyd. So they can really deploy anyone. As there's a called strike at the belt, 1-2.
Matos, a pitcher that really likes to mess with people's timing. He'll even try and hold you off until they're ready to give a timeout and try and catch you off guard.
He does do that. Kind of Marcus Stroman, like Will Johnston on the Miners, does the same thing. Two lefties trying to get by on that as the 1-2 is swung on and missed. Tyler Rando plucks it out of the dirt. He throws down to first to complete the strikeout. And Woody Haydeen down on strikes, exactly how he started yesterday.
We start with another strikeout. We started off with 2 strikeouts yesterday. See if Darwin Matos is just going to copy and paste the first inning Will Johnston had.
Pretty good crowd on hand at Herman Brothers Field. Packed in, trying to see the Miners get a sweep and go to the top of the World Championship. On the other side, scoreboard watching, Shugiak and Anchorage are playing game 2 today. Anchorage took the 1-0 lead in the series yesterday as that first pitch is off the plate for ball 1. 4-1 victory for the Pilots. They got 3 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th after trying 1-0 all game.
Seemed like every starting pitcher in the ABL yesterday did really well. They also just had really high pitch counts.
This ball is hit in the air, shallow, left field, Tyler Wilson. Calling off Patrick Donovan. He'll make the catch, an easy second out. And now stepping in is going to be the catcher, Cole Moore. Moore, stand in. We know he's got big-time pop. He had 2 hits yesterday, a 2-for-4 line, and also scored 2 runs.
He was one of those 2 in the 1-2 punch from the first inning home run that ended up really putting the pressure on early.
As it goes to the bottom of the 9th in New York, my Reds are playing the Mets, so we'll see between innings if the Reds can actually hold on and hold a bullpen lead. As there's a strike at the knees. Darwin Matos looks really good so far.
Also, if you see any Cubs fans, hug your Cubs fans. They're hurting.
They're going to be in the perpetual Reds 2015 to 2018 state where there's just absolutely no hope. Hopefully not. That was a bad stage to be in as Darwin Matos, this stage isn't too big for him right now as he goes 0-2 in the count. Be interesting to see who the Bucs have available in the bullpen today. Obviously, Mitchell Scott, we thought he'd be coming in the 8th inning yesterday. He wasn't. Clearly saving him for today. So, you would think Spencer Bengard will be available out of the bullpen. As Ingracia, you'd think would start game 3 as Darwin Matos, bookend K's here in the first. He strikes out Cole Moore, breaking ball on the outside corner. He gets him on strikes.
So far, both starting pitchers have looked good. Miners were able to get on, but Darwin Matos, the Nails nickname really sticks.
Nails gets a couple of punch outs here in the first. We're off to the second. Miners 0, Bucs 0. We'll be back here from Herman Brothers Field in just a few moments. welcome back as we start the top of the second. Feels weird saying that as the Miners are playing in their home ballpark, but they're the road team today. We were talking pregame. I don't know the exact reason for that, but I would think it's because of the Peninsula Oilers and the possible travel.
And when Fairbanks was in the league, if either of them didn't win a home game or did, you wouldn't want a team to have to travel back and forth in order to have a home and away game.
Nick Sorelli watching that one at the knees for strike one. Mitchell Scott in the first inning. Allowed a walk, almost allowed 2 walks, but a line out by Rando to second base, and they doubled up Wilson to end the inning. Sorelli watches a changeup there, upstairs, 1-1.
Feels weird to say, but we haven't seen a walk from Nick Sorelli in a couple games. Did have a single yesterday, but would love to get on with a few walks here.
There's another changeup. This one at the knees again, a beauty. It's 1-2. Miners would love to deliver the knockout punch right now. If they're able to win game 2, they can rest up their bullpen, their starters. Be interesting to see where Willie Johnston would go again if they win today. As you look forward into the championship, his next start would line up, I believe, on Wednesday in game 3.
That sounds right.
I believe it would be Wednesday. That's when it would line up. As Sorelli swings here, hacks it. It's popped up in the air. This will be playable behind the plate as Cole Moore ranges up the third baseline. He'll make the catch one away.
That's a tough foul ball to get when you're on a 3-1 count, but you're going to have to accept it how it is. Miners are going to have to look to strike a little bit earlier today. I don't think their fans' cardiac bills are really going to want to watch them into the 9th again.
They could always move up Johnson's start today so they could have him start game 2 and then potentially Matos game 3. But we'll see how they go about it. As Casey Rother stands in, empty, base is empty, 1 out. Curveball outside corner, strike 1. Mitchell Scott throws a lot of breaking balls, and he can really keep you off balance with the change of speed from the fastball to the breaking balls. So he stands out the set and delivers. Half swing, Rother went around 0-2 on the appeal down to first base.
He doesn't put a whole lot of pitches outside the zone either. If you're going to have to wait on it, you're likely going to take a strike looking.
Rother scored the trail run off a 2-run single by Patrick Donovan to tie the game at 2 in the second inning yesterday. 1 hit, 1 run in a 1-for-4 day as he watches that one off the plate, 1-2.
Rother, one of the Miners hitters that's been a little quieter as of recent, but still standing about the middle of the pack, if that tells you what his downtime is like.
This ball popped way up in the air, shallow right, Rocafort coming on, calling off the second baseman Haiti, and he gloves it 2 away.
We predicted it might be a bit of a pitcher's duel today, and so far it's definitely looking to be the case. Both sides looking pretty good on the mound.
It'll be Aaron Walters standing in next for the Miners. He kick-started that 9th inning with a leadoff single, ended up scoring the 3rd run on that wild pitch, as he stands in now 2 for 4 yesterday with just that 1 run scored. Wally facing Scott as the first pitch is low for a ball. It's 1-0. Scott, the junior from Cal Berkeley, San Mateo, California native, as he brings it here. And it's inside for ball 2, possibly up as well.
That was a nice little Juan Soto-esque bat mannerism as he just took a bit of a rock step after the pitch.
This Bucs pitching staff had a lot of strikeouts during the regular season, but yesterday just 7 in 8 2/3 innings technically, as now Wally's in a 3-0 count, just 7 strikeouts right now. Scott doesn't have any, so looking to get his first here against Walters, but he's behind 3-0.
Part of that's just a testament to the Miners' low strikeout numbers over this season as well.
They've been the lowest rate of striking out in the ABL. Got hitters who will battle in the box. 3-1 on Wally. Here it comes. Swung on, hit in the air, center field, but Ostrander has him played perfectly. Hit that ball really hard, but right at Garrett Ostrander, and it's a 1-2-3 second for the Miners.
Initially, it looked like it might have had a chance to drop, but the pitcher's duel continues. Another 1-2-3 inning on this side.
We head to the bottom of the second. Miners none, Bucs none. We'll be back here from Herman Brothers Field in just a few moments. Back here from Palmer as we kick off the bottom of the second inning, and the man who went deep in his first at-bat yesterday, Diego Baquero, steps into the box. Baquero had a good day. He also added a couple of singles to his line, scored a couple of runs. The only guys who scored yesterday for the Bucs were Moore and Baquero, a couple of runs apiece. They also had 5 of the 8 hits combined. The middle of the order for the Bucs was their big part yesterday as Matos goes back to work and delivers fastball a tad bit up for ball 1.
This is really going to be where Matos shows where his stuff is at today. Looked dominant in those first 3 batters, but the heart of this lineup is going to prove to be a bit of a trial.
We shout out Dave Wolf, who's actually watching this game from Hawaii. So thank you for tuning in. It's, I believe, 4:25 Hawaii time right now. So
right in the middle of his day.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in as Darwin Matos is in a 2-0 count. Vaquero back in as he swings at this one. A line drive into center field, but right at Patrick Donovan. That was pretty much the same thing Aaron Walters did. Heading the count, a line drive, a screaming line drive just right at the center fielder. Easy out, 1 away.
I'm sure Patrick Donovan's just happy anytime he makes a catch he doesn't have to lay out for anymore.
Yeah, he laid out for one in left center field earlier to take runs away from Jack Macduff. Took at least 1 run away on that diving catch to keep the game tied at 2. As now stepping in to the box is Carson Rocafort. Rocafort had 3 strikeouts, all of them swinging in his first 3 at-bats yesterday, but dealt a big blow, a 2-run double to right field that broke the tie in the 8th inning as he fouls that pitch away.
Also, not the kind of runner you want to have on the bases. Every time he's on, he causes a lot of mayhem.
Rocafort back in as Matos, lefty-on-lefty matchup, will go to the line, and it's a breaking ball up near, at first I was going to say the head, but it broke back more over the middle of the plate, but it was up, 1-1. The official sponsor of Matsu Miners Baseball in 2021 is Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters and Carpenters Union Local 1281. 1-1 count on Rocafort as he swings and pops this one up. This could be playable. Rando ranging back to the dugout, but it's going to get back out of play, 1-2. Gave the mask off. A bit of a bid at it over in foul territory, but unable to get it. Once again, this is a Bucs home game. Game 2 of the ABL Top of the World semifinals, so it is correct what you're seeing on the screen. It is the bottom of the second, even at Herman Brothers Field with the Bucs batting. Standing on deck is Jake Skipworth. Top 7 in the Bucs order, exact same as yesterday. Matos goes to the line. Here it comes. Swung on and tapped up the first baseline. This will stay fair. Wally fields it on a big hop. He'll go to the bag, and 2 quick outs as now looking to become the first Buck to base so far is going to be Jake Skipworth.
Is it just me, or is every time Wally played first, he just seems so effortless when he's fielding balls?
Yeah, they have him out. Nick Sorelli is fine over there at first, but Wally's a bit more athletic, and he's a really good fielder at multiple positions. They have him there today. As Skipworth steps in, tries to reach here with 2 outs in the second. Yesterday for Skipworth, he had a couple of hits. Only 4 men in this Buck lineup got hits yesterday, but they combined for 8 of them. Skipworth taking ball 1 there. It was 3 for Baquero, 2 apiece for Skipworth and Moore, and then 1 for Rocafort. Skipworth stands back in. He's a switch hitter. And a 1-0 count. Matos taking a while to collect, and here it comes. And it's a strike at the knees, 1-1.
He's going back to messing with your timing. He's not one of those pitchers that's going to stop and go as he's going through his release, but he is somebody that's going to take his time and speed up and quick pitch other times.
1-1. As it goes to the line, and here it comes. It's swung on and fouled back just past the Buck dugout up the third baseline. That'll be a foul ball. The Bucks in there. Home whites today, since they technically are the home team, the Miners, again in their alternate green.
That green's got to be pretty hot right now, absorbing all the sun with no real clouds overhanging on Herman Brothers.
I can't remember. Do the Bucs have Bucs have black jerseys, don't they?
They do.
Yeah. So
with yellow
they're
writing.
they're not wearing that due to the heat.
I would not.
It's only 70, but it feels a lot hotter. As that breaking ball just missed off the edge, Skipworth will go back in at 2-2.
That was close to looking like a perfect overhand pitch. Just had him frozen at the plate.
Kyson Donahue waits on deck. See if he'll get a turn here in the second. Matos back to the line. The break-even pitch is swung on and grounded up the third baseline and just past the sliding Casey Rother. Wilson up with it quickly down the left field line. His throw into second base is going to be offline, and that is a double for Jake Skipworth as the Bucs break into the hit column with the 2-out double.
The seal's been broken finally. The first hit of the ball game for either side.
Wilson came up throwing. Throw was in time, just a little bit up the line. It's a very difficult throw to make that one in. Just not enough to get Jake Skipworth, as now Kyson Donahue will stand in and try to get the Bucs on the board first today.
With that double, he also tied the amount of extra base hits Darwin Matos had allowed.
Only his second double allowed all year. As he faces a man in scoring position with 2 outs, he's got to get Kyson Donahue. It is a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Donahue in yesterday's game took an 0 for 4.
He was part of the bottom of that lineup that really struggled to contribute much.
Matos a couple of looks. Third look out at Skipworth. And the first pitch, overhand breaking ball, strike one.
It's a nice job by Matos to go back to the same pitch he was just a little high on. That time he located it well. If he could get that consistently, it's going to be a great put-away pitch.
Able to drop that curve in there. It's Donahue. Waits in. Matos takes a long time out there to look in and adjust himself. Messes with the timing of batters a little bit. A bunch of looks out at Skipworth again, and he'll look him back to second base. Still some fans filing in here to Herman Brothers Field a little bit late. It's a packed house. Fans sitting in lawn chairs and different things up both the third and first base lines. The box seats behind home plate full and the bleachers full. As this ball swung on, hit in the air, center field, it's shallow, but Donovan has a beat on it. He'll make the catch as he runs into short center field. So the Bucs thought they might have had a hit there, but quickly denying that is Patrick Donovan.
Anybody can get one hit. It's stringing it together that wins ball games, and so far, only one hit on either side. Somebody's going to have to start breaking through first.
We head to the third. Miners none, Bucs none. We'll be back here from Herman Brothers Field in just a few moments. We start the top of the third here from Herman Brothers Field as it'll be Patrick Donovan stepping to the plate first. Donovan looks to get back in the hit column. And a couple of RBIs, 1 for 3 day, scored a run, stands in now.
Donovan's one of those hitters I like to call a single-track hitter. He doesn't really focus on the team trends or how everyone else is doing against a pitcher. He just goes up there and does his own work.
As he swings here, first pitch, puts it in the air down the right field line, but that is plenty foul. Gave it a little bit of a ride, but he'll go back to the box. Donovan scored the tying run yesterday on that single by Wilson as Ricky Nunez followed with the winning run. Also, Donovan appears to have started a trend in the minor clubhouse. His signature do-rag that he wears underneath his hat and sometimes at team events is caught on in the minor dugout. There are green do-rags and bandanas everywhere.
What's funny is the first time I saw him wearing it, I asked if he was going for his waves, and he was. I don't think anyone else is even going for their waves. They just like the do-rag look.
Sam Thompson, Jared Sweeney, and Wyatt Tucker are specific guys who appear to have caught on as that ball is up into the screen, 1-1.
I don't feel like anyone's surprised that Sam Thompson's the
Sam
one in on that
Thompson.
trend.
Sam Thompson is the team, I guess you can say Pranks 13 Clowns, something like that, and I don't think it's particularly close. 1-1-2, Donovan is swung on and ripped up the first baseline, but foul.
Well, he really likes that right side. He seems to be pulling everything over into right field.
Mitchell Scott's not really that overpowering with his fastballs. He's more of a breaking ball pitcher. On the year, though, he does have a good bit of strikeouts, 25 and 2/3 innings. He struck out 23, but it's not overly commanding stuff, so a lot of hitters get out in front of him. As the 1-2 is slashed back over into the Bucs dugout, actually. Wow. I don't know how that ball got in the dugout. It was a little just flare over the dugout. It cleared the railing and went straight into the dugout.
Well, heads up to anybody in the dugout that wasn't paying attention to the ball game.
Dugouts are seated fairly far back here at Harmon Brothers, more than per se Shugiak, and probably Anchorage as well, as Donovan swings and fouls this one up the first base line. Another pulled ball, and it goes foul, so we'll remain at 2-2.
Donovan's just sitting on that breaking ball. He's timing it up well, just can't seem to straighten out what he wants to hit.
Mitchell Scott trying to put away Donovan. Get that all-important first out. So there's a fastball popped up, foul ground, back out of play again. A really good at-bat here for Patrick Donovan, and as he's already seen 7 pitches.
He's really dancing at the plate. He might not get a hit out of this, but what he is doing is really raising up that pitch count.
It'll be interesting to see what the Bucs do. Mitchell Scott has thrown some innings before. He threw 5 innings against relief, most notably against the Miners a couple weeks back, but maybe their plan is to go Scott to Bengard as another ball, and Patrick Donovan's in a full count.
He also went through that without allowing a hitter walk, so was working much faster than he is today.
Maybe the plan is to go hand the ball off from Scott to Bengard. Also, we could possibly see maybe JoJo Ingrassia. Maybe they go with a lefty to kind of throw him off early, but we'll see. As there's ball 4. That is a fantastic at-bat for Patrick Donovan. Over in Shugiak, the Chinooks have broke onto the scoreboard first for the second straight day. They get 2 in the first inning, and they lead the Pilots 2-0. And at least in this series, especially if the Miners can win today, you want that other series to go 3 games, mostly because they'll be using up more arms. Whoever wins, you want it to go 3.
If you're having that question about where you're going to put Will Johnson, having an extra rest day makes that a whole lot easier. You can slide him into that 2-hole in Game 2 if he has a little more chance to catch his breath.
Breaking ball upstairs to Ricky Nunez, who came off the bench yesterday and put together a really good at-bat. Pinch hitting for Bermudez in the 9th. He took a 4-pitch walk with some close pitches, and then obviously scored that winning run.
Had a few check swings in that at-bat as well, both of which would have resulted in 2 strikes.
1-0, Donovan taking off. A good throw down to second by Cole Moore is in time, and they nab Donovan. That was a great pop by Cole Moore. An excellent play, reaching out of the crouch. It was on a skip down to second, but the throw beat Donovan.
Donovan didn't get the best jump there either. Ricky Nunez took a big swing trying to help him out, at least trying to hit it or distract the catcher, but Cole Moore was not buying any of his bait.
That is Donovan's first time being thrown out stealing this year. He had been 6 for 6 previously on attempts, and there he's nabbed. So 1 out now for Nunez. Base is empty. As he swings here, puts it in the air. Left center field, it's fairly deep. Going back Ostrander, but he'll have room as he camps under it in the gap to make the catch. Nunez gave it a ride, just not quite enough.
The way it came off his bat and he started running back, you would think he was going to send something way back to the wall.
Now it's David Bermudez, who had a 1 for 3 day yesterday as he stands in, looking to reach with 2 outs. It's a big out as Donovan was erased. Every run is just so important in playoff games, specifically a best-of-3 series, so whoever strikes the scoreboard first immediately has a big-time advantage. Breaking ball for a ball there. It's 1-0.
If you're Bermudez, I think you have extra incentive for this at-bat as well. You were pinch hit for in a big at-bat showing that you have a little bit more to prove to your skipper.
The 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled back out of play down the first baseline. As that was a nice catch made over there in the bleachers. Looked like somebody came up with it. I couldn't tell who exactly, like what kind of person it was, whether it was an older person, it was a little kid, couldn't really tell, but somebody made a catch.
A catch is a catch. Give him props.
1-1 on David. As Scott delivers it, swung on and slashed down the left field line, but just fouled. Miners have hit a lot of hard balls in this inning. A lot of them went foul.
You take Bermudez and Donovan's shot, put them on maybe 2 or 5 feet, then you have 2 fair balls, and this is a way different inning.
Bermudez back in. He's slightly behind in the count at 1-2. Here it is. Breaking ball. Mitchell Scott thought he had him. Just missed for ball 2, and personally, I thought he had him too. He'll get another chance. Trying to make good. 2-2 from Scott. Here it comes. Breaking ball swung on, hit in the air left field, but it is right at Jack McDoff. That'll end the top of the 3rd inning as we step away here from Herman Brothers Field for just a moment. We'll be back here in the bottom of the 3rd. Miners none, Bucs none. We'll be back in a few moments.
Hey, it's red ticket time, folks. Get your red tickets out.
Let's see if the YouTube stream is on there. Don't talk loud because I don't know if you're still live.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight at Herman Brothers Field for playoff baseball. Red tickets, 2 winners to announce. Here's
We're back here for the bottom of the 3rd as Garrett Ostrander steps in fresh off a 2-walk day yesterday. He was 0 for 2, but did get those walks as he bats in the 8 hole today. Late scratch Pinales was supposed to hit here as he stands in and watches a breaking ball for ball 1. In the 9 hole is Ricky Gatter, who's DHing today. No reason given for the late scratch by Pinales, but an interesting one at that is he's had better numbers and played a lot more than Ricky Gatter all year. There's a strike 2. Ostrander leaving it up at 1-1.
It's odd seeing Ostrander in almost any position but the 9 hole. Didn't put on any hits yesterday, but he did demonstrate an ability to draw walks through 2 in a row.
Stands in now and looks to maybe reach base as Matos goes to the line, and that pitch is upstairs. It's 2-1.
Draws walks by doing just this. He'll make you beat him. You have to not beat yourself, but Garrett Ostrander will lay off of any pitch, even if it's just slightly outside the zone.
It's been 44 pitches through 3 innings, by the way, for Mitchell Scott, as that pitch is in the dirt, and quickly 3-1 on Ostrander as he's primed to become the first Buck to reach here in the 3rd. I'd like to give a shout out to our Grow Master today at the park, Anna Gamez, who is actually hosting Jared Sweeney, Casey Rother, and Mike Ferreira for the summer, so thank you to her.
She got an interesting group.
As that pitch just missed down. Tyler Rando thought he had strike two. Instead, it's ball four to Ostrander as he walks down to first base. And now it's going to be Ricky Gatter.
Ostrander's another one that's considered a menace on the bags. When he gets on, he really starts to create a lot of havoc. Even if he doesn't steal, he's going to taunt. He's going to start jumping around, making a lot of different mistakes and mental errors.
With that havoc, though, does come some aggressive mistakes. He's 4 for 8 on the year stealing bags. First pitch to Gatter. Strike one with the fastball. That was a pretty good spot. Tyler Rando behind the plate, trying to control the traffic. Matos does get to the plate pretty quick, so he's not an easy lefty to steal bases off of, like maybe you see in Major League Baseball with guys having problems holding runners on. Matos is not one of them. So he gives a check throw over there. It's not a real aggressive throw over to the bag, but he can catch you sleeping, maybe get you in a pickle.
Also, don't expect Ostrander to take too much of a lead on any lefty. You're not going to get the biggest jump on somebody that's looking in your direction as they're going through their motion.
0-1. Long look, here it is. Just missed upstairs. Gatter takes. It's 1-1. Gatter, a native Alaskan from Anchorage, playing for the hometown Bucs. It's a big moment for him. First playoff game for him in the ABL. A potential elimination game as well. Mato steals the 1-1. Swung on, hit in the air. It's into right field. Down the line it goes. Nunez giving it a bid, but he's not quick enough to get over that, and nobody could have got that. As that goes foul. It's going to be 1-2 on Gatter.
The Bucs definitely shown they haven't shined away from trial by fire, throwing Dylan Maltby right behind the dish in their final game of the year as well. Another native Alaskan being put in his first game. They just have to figure it out on the fly.
Outfield playing fairly shallow on Gatter. Long look in by Matos, as now he sets on the mound. Kicking up that foot a couple of times as it comes to the set, and here it is. Breaking ball up and away. Gatter in a 2-2 count. As top of the order, Woody Haydeen, who struck out his first time up, looms on deck.
I'm sure Darwin would love to get back to the top of this lineup. He seemed a lot more in control.
2-2 coming. In the dirt, blocked by Rando, and right now, if you're Darwin Matos, you do not want to walk the 9-man in the order.
Don't want to walk him, especially when he's only swung at one pitch. Did give it a bit of a ride into right foul ground, but you can't be scared of a 9-hole hitter.
3-2, could possibly see Ostrander on the move as well as he tries to stay out of a double play. Matos, quick look, he's got it in the mitt. The 3-2, here it comes. And he missed low, so he walks Ricky Gatter, and that is going to prompt a visit to the mound by Tyler Rando. Back-to-back walks to lead it off here in the third for the Bucs.
Matos is somebody with far too much control to walk back-to-back batters, especially when he was ahead 1-2. You need to take advantage of your advantage in the count.
As the meeting now is between Rando Matos and David Bermudez. As now the home plate umpire will walk out and break up this conversation. Woody Haydeen, who, as aforementioned, struck out his first time up, stands in next, and it's going to be hard to turn two on him. If you're Matos right now, you're probably thinking strikeout.
Haydeen's going to take his hacks from the left side. The right side this time. Switch hitter's really going to try and take advantage of the gap in the right side.
Breeze will hold on the runner as Matos asks for a new ball. Didn't like what he saw there as he'll get a new one. It'll be Breeze holding one with the righty in the box. Darwin Matos, you got to get it together here and get it out without the runners advancing, whether that's strikeout, pop-up, weak fly-out, maybe even a force play at third.
One of the fans definitely wanted a balk from that one. He didn't even beat around the bush, just screamed balk.
first pitch to Hayden, who squared the bunt, pulled back late. It's going to be called a ball. Apparently he got back in time. It's 1-0.
Definitely not the approach we expected from Woody Hayden at the plate. That's more of Aaron Walters' strategy.
Trying to get those runners over any way they can, and I don't blame them. 1-0 count. Matos stands at the set. Walters ready to crash. Squares again and pulled back in time. 2-0. No, it's a called strike. They said he offered. Woody Hayden can't believe it. The Bucs dugout doesn't like it. They said he offered, so it's going to be 1-1.
I'm okay with that call. He did seem like he stuck his bat out just a little bit longer. It's hard to stay in the box and not offer at the pitch.
So now 1-1. See if the bunt sign's still on for Hayden. It is as he squares. This pitch is bunted off to the left of the mound. Forced out at third. Not in time. Matos tried to go to third with it, and beating it out is Garrett Ostrander. So the bases are loaded and nobody's out.
A tough decision there from Darwin Matos.
A risky one at that. Didn't throw the ball all that hard over there. Had he thrown it a bit harder, he probably would have had him. But now the bases are loaded, nobody out, and this is where you really need a strikeout. Jack Macdoff standing in.
You're going to have to pray you keep it in the infield. Otherwise, there's likely going to be at least one that comes from this scenario.
Chance for a huge inning for the Bucs. Matos has a long way to go. Macdoff stands in. First pitch, fastball, he got it over for strike one. Macdoff's first time, he flew out to left. Fairly shallow left. Wilson has a solid arm if he were to hit it out there again. Ricky Nunez out in right field is playing fairly deep and kind of a little bit towards the gap as well. 0-1. Swung on and fouled away, and now he's in the driver's seat. This is where you got to put him away. It's 0-2.
Can't waste this opportunity. He's probably going to start laying off of pitches. They've seen Darwin one time through already. They've likely started to time up his off speeds just a bit better.
Matos looking for a huge first out. Cole Moore, who struck out in the first inning, stands on deck. He does have a lot of power, but with that power comes a slow foot to first base. He's a prime candidate for a double play. The 0-2 to Macdoff. Almost offered at it, but held off at the last minute. It's a breaking ball low, 1-2. That was a good spot for Matos, and he almost got him to offer at it. A waste pitch, it'll be 1-2.
He's really trying to attack the outside of the zone. He doesn't want to put anything inside. A jam shot alone could be enough to get a run across.
1-2. Half swing. Did he go right? No, he got a piece of it, actually. Back to the screen. Could not see that, actually. It'll be 1-2 again. Came with another breaking ball. Macdoff able to just get a piece of it. Hayden off of first. Gatter off of second. Off of third is Ostrander. One, two. Here it comes. Swung on, grounded right side, and that's going to get into right field. One run scores. Nunez is going to come up with it throwing. The throw to home plate is to the plate. Rando comes out to get it. It's a two-run single, so Jack Macdoff down in the count gets the hit, and the Bucs are on the board first. It's 2-0.
Once again, they're the first team to strike. Miners is going to be put on the defensive as they still have two aboard and none away.
Got to keep it to just two. This game could get out of hand. He's got to start getting outs. Cole Moore stands in.
Moore had a bases clearing double in one of the last matchups of the season between the Miners and the Bucs. Something of like that in this scenario would likely be grounds to start warming up your bullpen.
First pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, foul down the left field line. Wilson giving it a bit, but it's still foul. It's going to be 0-1. Wasn't able to get the out. That ball by Macdoff was not hit hard, but found its way into right field and easily scored too with Nunez playing deep.
Even if Ricky had played up a fair bit, it would have been tough Ricky Gatter was really hustling right behind Ostrander.
0-1, here it comes. Swung on, popped up, shallow, left field, Wilson coming on to get it. He calls off Donovan. He'll make the catch. Nobody will move up. So Darwin Matos will certainly take that as a first out. No runners advance. One out, stepping in is Diego Baquero.
He can finally catch his breath now. It's always tough to let up your first few runs. For that to happen in the playoffs can add an extra level of pressure.
Baquero striding in as he looks to plate another. Baquero on the year does have 4 double plays grounded into. That is 3rd on this Bucs team. So he's a candidate. Put it on the ground. Matos looking for a ground ball here. Hit at one of his fielders. Runners both taking off here. It's a strike. Throw down to second base is in time. They get the runner at second. Fantastic throw by Tyler Rando down to second base. And they nab the trail runner. So thrown out is Mactoff. Interesting to see the double steal there. Haydeen does go up to third, but now just getting the man at the plate ends the inning.
That was a big out by Tyler Rando. They realize the situation they're in. They're not out of it yet. They still have a man threatening at third.
Mactoff was 3 for 4 on steals that year, this year, so he's not the prime candidate to steal bag. They sent him, and they probably regret that, as it's 0-1. Matos just 1 out away. Swung on it hard in between third and short, and the third run comes across. Diego Baquero continues to haunt the Miners. It's an RBI single, 3-0 Anchorage.
Right now, they don't seem like they can do anything wrong.
Hitting balls hard is never a bad recipe. Diego Baquero, a slicer through the left side, and they have a big lead here early.
Back up again, Carson Rocafort for his second at-bat. Went down rather unspectacularly the first time around.
There's a strike. 0-1. Miners certainly not out of this, but you got to close it down right now so it doesn't get even more out of hand. Offense still does not have a hit. Oh, 1. Up and away. 1-1.
Both sides only had 1 hit before this inning. Now, after this inning, we add 3 more and 2 more walks for the Anchorage Bucs.
They'll take another comeback to win it. Facing a deficit they haven't faced this series in a 3-0 Buck lead. 1-1. Swung on, hit in the air, right field. Nunez, or actually more over to center field. Sun was kind of glaring, couldn't really find it up in the air, but Donovan makes the catch in center field. But not before the Bucs. Strike for 3 here in the third.
It has to feel good to finally get out of the inning, but now you need to put aside that past inning, get to work, and start your own comeback. That's nothing new for these guys.
We head to the 4th. Miners looking just for their first hit, and we'll be back here from Palmer in just a few moments. Holden Breeze will lead it off here in the 4th for the Miners. It's been 9 up and 9 down, although there's been some plays in between. Donovan and Holden Breeze have walked in this game. Breeze was put out on a line drive, and then a double play ended the inning. That ball's low. 1-0. Donovan also reached on a walk to start the third, but was thrown out stealing. So Breeze in now in a 1-0 count. Miners just need some runners on base.
They should try and copy their competitors, taking a few walks to start the inning, getting 2 men on. It's a good way to set up success for the middle of your lineup.
Strike on the outside there. It's 1-1 on Holden Breeze. Scott, back to it. Here it comes. It's outside with a breaking ball. 2-1 as Breeze works ahead in the count. Just needs some runners at this point. Middle of the lineup coming up. Get some guys on and bring them home. The 2-1. Swung on, hit in the air into foul ground. Skipworth ranging over. Does he have room? No, he does not. Gave it a bit over there. A long run, just unable to get to it.
Also, in other news, just because I'm sure Reese wants to share, the Mets just beat the Reds in a walk-off match.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's okay. You could be a Cubs fan.
These two have a title recently.
That's true. Miners looking for their own title.
Reese calls time before a 2-2 pitch.
Didn't even seem like Scott was ready to start going through his movements there.
2-2, here it comes. It's way outside with the fastball. It's in the other batter's box, and it's going to be full on Breeze.
Not hard to lay off pitches like that. You can tell out of his hand it was not going to hit the zone.
Three-two, swung on, hit hard down the right field line, but Rocafort had him played perfectly. Wow. Rocafort was playing over towards the line, and thank goodness he did, because that was extra bases.
I don't know if you can barrel ball much better than that. The way it hit off the bat, you would have thought it was going to go deeper.
Had him played perfectly for the first out, so an unlucky out, and now Tyler Wilson trying to become the first Miner to get hit.
He's got his own fans now.
As he watches the ball low there with a changeup, 1-0. Scott has been really good, just 2 walks, no hits allowed so far. So Wilson swings at this one, chips it into right center field. Ostrander moves over as he gets under it and makes the catch for out number 2. So still hitless. 2 outs here in the 4th.
Can't say the Miners aren't putting balls in play. They're just letting them hang, making easy plays for the outfield.
Tyler Rando steps in now, trying to become the first to get a hit. Got a quiet offense so far in the Bucs, putting 3 up already.
Rando with a chance to break off the team schneid. So far, 11 batters up, no hits.
Upstairs with the ball there from Scott. 1-0 in the count.
He's generally started ahead of hitters with strikes, but today starting almost behind every hitter. Surprising he's been able to go 1, 2, 3 in 3 straight innings with that kind of pattern.
Another ball low with another breaking ball. It's 2-0. Bucs playing him fairly in. Rando trying to hit over all their heads. 2-0. Swung on, hit in the air, left field, fairly deep, but Macdoff has him played perfectly. He settles under it in left field, and the Miners go quietly 1, 2, 3 here in the 4th.
Retired to each outfielder, not the way they want to go. They're seeing the ball, just not putting it in play the way they want.
We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. It's Bucs 3, Miners none. We'll be back here from Herman Brothers Field in just a few moments. for the bottom of the fourth as Jake Skipworth steps into the box. The Bucs coming off a 3-run third inning. That could be plenty enough the way the Miners' offense is going. Looking for more here, though, as Skipworth steps in.
Their kryptonite has shown so far. Mitchell Scott still hasn't allowed a hit through 4 innings.
Skipworth doubled earlier in the game. It was the first hit past the sliding Casey Rother. Ball 1 just low to Skipworth, another Cal Berkeley guy. 1-0.
If you're Darwin Matos, you got to make a statement in this inning to reclaim and refire up your guys.
This ball swung on it. It hit hard down the left field line, but just foul. Darwin Matos, after looking really good through 2 innings, has looked much more hittable over the past run of batters. Maybe the Bucs figuring him out a little bit. It's 0-1. Rather, 1-1. Matos finding it in his glove. He finally has it. This ball is shot into center field. A little blooper, but Holden Breeze had him played right. Ranges on to short center. Makes the catch. 1 out.
A bit of an awkward shot off the bat. Looked like it was going to carry past the infield, but died right over second base.
Kyson Donahue. Shortstop stands in now. Donahue flew out to short center his last time up. Matos looks for just a 1-2-3-4.
He'd take a repeat of a flyout right now, but a strikeout might be better for his own confidence.
First pitch is low, ball 1. Donahue from the University of Arizona. Didn't have a hit yesterday, doesn't have a hit yet today. There's another ball low and away. It's gone 2-0 on Donahue.
Darwin had only a 50% walk rate compared to his strikeout rate in the regular season, but so far today, we're more than even.
2-0. Breaking ball, strike 1. He gets it over. 2-1. Ostrander stands on deck, who walked and scored back in that third inning.
That was a pivotal pitch for Darwin. You don't want to go down 3-0. That would likely set you up for another walk and another long inning ahead.
2-1. Check swing, but it didn't matter. In the zone, it goes even at 2-2.
Good pitch by Darwin, going back to the well in that low and away corner.
So he'll straighten on the mound. 2-2 again. Donahue looking to find his way aboard. Matos to the line, and here it is. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, but it ricochets away from Rando, and Donahue's got to reach first. An unfortunate break. Rando couldn't find it, even if he knew it where it was right away. It was going straight to the screen. So he does get the strikeout, but reaching first is Donahue with 1 out.
That just sucks as a pitcher. You know you got the out, but pitch too wild, couldn't be contained. Now you have to bring up Garrett Ostrander, who already walked so far.
Center fielder number 5, Garrett Ostrander.
Ostrander trying to reach base once again. There's just 1 out in this inning, a runner on first. Bucs would love to break this one open early and coast from there. Save their pitching. Miners just looking for a hit off Mitchell Scott. Just 2 walks so far. Nothing count. First pitch. Upstairs with a fastball, 1-0.
Darwin just simply doesn't seem to be pitching at his own pace right now. We already know he's not someone used to having base runners aboard. Could be messing with his rhythm just a bit.
1-0. Swung on and tapped foul up the third baseline. That'll go back towards the Bucs dugout. It'll be even up at 1-1. I'd like to remind everybody about the Alaska State Fair, which starts in a couple of weeks, August 20th through September 6th. Alaska State Fair going on a couple of weeks. Little TJ will actually be here on September 3rd. Didn't expect to see his name on the list, but he's there. The 1-1 pitch is swung on, hit in the air right field. Nunez backs up a couple of steps. He'll make the catch, and 2 outs in the inning.
What's weird is Reese and I were actually talking last week about which rappers had the most chance of making their way up to Alaska.
Apparently it's Little TJ, or Lil TJ.
That is, he was on neither of our lists, just in case anybody was wondering.
No, he was not on the list. Darwin Matos goes back to it. He's got 2 outs, and Ricky Gatter stepping to the plate, who also walked and scored his first time up. Pivotal moment, back-to-back walks to open up the 3rd inning. Should have been a sign of things to come. Gatter watches strike 1 with the fastball. Matos goes ahead.
Matos is attacking Ostrander and Gatter. He understands what role they played in letting that inning unfold. Now he's trying to make sure he gets some instant revenge.
0-1. Matos goes to second. Here it comes. Swung on, popped up, and that's going to get back out of play. So ahead 0-2, and for Matos, he has just 3 strikeouts on the game, but one of them is over at first base as he reached on the wild pitch.
If you're Matos, you know you likely should be out of this inning so far, but we're going to have to keep going. He's done a good job of getting ahead of Gatter here.
0-2, or rather 0-1. Matos delivers way up and away for a ball. 1-2. Had the count wrong. The scoreboard, I think, has it wrong out there. 1-2 on Gatter.
Matos just over 60 pitches at this point. Not the pace he usually goes, so he's trying to catch up a little bit here.
Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Rando, but it's not going to matter as the runner moves up, but actually, it hit Ricky Gatter. Apparently it got Gatter, so Gatter in the 9 hole has reached a couple of times on a walk and a hit by pitch, and all of a sudden the Bucs have a chance at more. 1st and 2nd, 2 away.
That is one of the wildest ways to get a board in what looked like it could have just been another 2-2 count. Gatter gets a board. So the Alaska native making an impact here, getting a board twice already, represents one of the 3 runs they have.
Hayden trying to find his way on. Last time up, base hit on that bunt single. Matos brings it home. Fastball, strike 1. And if the inning played out the same way it did, even if Matos would have thrown over to first to get the sure out at first, it wouldn't have mattered as Jack Magdoff singled in a couple of runs, but inning would have ended a little bit sooner, you'd think. 0-1. Matos trying to find his way out of another jam. Here it is. Upstairs, 1-1.
Darwin really focused on attacking the zone, and this hitter, if he's not going to try and bunt this time around, you want to make sure you give him something he's at least going to think twice about offering at.
Matos checking the runner out at second base. Inching off the bag, the 1-1. Swung on and grounded towards the left side. Bermudez has to go in the hole, but he does it perfectly. He does it better than anybody in the ABL, ranging deep into that hole at short. So, a possible, maybe, hit for Woody Hayden goes to the wayside as the Miners escape a jam here in the 4th.
There's just another play from David Bermudez. He makes them all year. Those are quiet plays that have big impact. Miners escape the inning.
We head to the 5th. Miners none, Bucs 3. The Miners looking for their first hit of the day off Mitchell Scott. As we'll be back in just a few moments. Make sure you stay with us. Back here as we start the fifth, Nick Sorelli looking to become the first Miner to get in the hit column as he stands in.
It's odd. The Miners are barreling the ball well in this one, putting it in play. Just nothing landing so far. Everything to the outfield in the previous inning.
Sorelli with a hit and a run yesterday as he stands in first pitch breaking ball, and that missed for ball one. Mitchell Scott back out there, just 56 pitches thus far.
He's been coasting in the first couple innings. How about 4 1-2-3 innings to start your day?
That ball inside, good take by Nick. It's 2-0. I'd love to get the leadoff man on. Try to string together some hits and cut into that lead a little bit.
What's odd is Scott has thrown plenty of balls to this point.
3-0 now on Sorelli. That one not even close in the dirt. Scott's been in a couple of 3-0 counts. I believe it's either 3 or 4 so far today. Sorelli looking to take a 4-pitch walk potentially.
He's been behind a ton of hitters. He just gives them enticing enough pitches in the zone that they foul it off or create some bad contact.
3-0 is down the chute for strike one. 3-1 on Sorelli. He's a patient hitter at the plate, the ABL leader in walks. Trying to collect a walk here. 3-1, swung on it hard but foul. Took a huge hack at that one, and now it'll be full.
It looked like Sorelli almost got every stitch of that baseball.
He unglued himself on that one as he took a massive hack. Just couldn't keep it fair. Three-two, here it comes. Way inside for ball four. Came with maybe a cutter there, and it was near the shoe tops of Nick Sorelli, so a good at-bat, a 6-pitch walk, and the Miners have a runner on, none out.
Perfect way to start the inning. You have a man aboard, didn't have to swing the bat to do it. Now you have Casey Rother, one of your purest hitters, coming up.
It'd be nice to get Rother going. He stands in right now, looks to reach against Scott. Flew out to right field this last time. Scott with no punch-outs on the day. First pitch to Rother, breaking ball low, ball one.
For a lineup that's really seemed to time up his off-speed pitch as well, someone like Casey Rother is likely to jump on a pitch he sees hanging.
1-0, here it comes. And it's a strike at the knees, 1-1.
The south part of the zone definitely getting the expanded favor in this one.
1-1. Rother trying to find a way aboard. The Miners would love a couple on, none out. Way off the plate, ball two. They're starting to work it against Mitchell Scott. He's been a little bit off balance in terms of his strike-to-ball ratio for the first part of the game, and now it appears here in the fifth.
Rother maybe even trying to work a walk, 2 walks to start the Miners inning.
2-1 pitch is shot back out of play, and Rother moves a little bit out of the batter's box. He was hoping to get after that one, but now he's even at 2-2.
That's the risk that comes with attacking a pitch you like. Can't always put it in play.
On deck is Aaron Walters. He'd like to turn it over to him.
If they could give Walters 2 base runners, this inning's whole output just seems to change.
Breaking ball over the head and actually behind Casey Rother. An athletic play there behind the plate by Cole Moore. It's a full count on Rother as the crowd making some noise for Casey. Need to get him on. 3-2 count.
First time we've really seen them get fired up today. They were a big part in that unraveling in the 9th inning, putting a lot of pressure on the Bucs pitcher.
3-2 to Casey. Swung on and fouled away. He spoiled a fastball. We'll do it again at 3-2. They'd certainly love another breaking ball way over his head. Take ball 4. Any way you can get on here without making it out would be perfect. 3-2 again. Way off the plate, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to begin the 5th. Miners got something cooking.
See if they can string this into something more productive. Aaron Walters may be up for another sacrifice hit, something he's done plenty of times throughout the year.
2 on, none out. Aaron Walters, who hit a screamer into center field his first time, but right at Ostrander, will stand in.
You think they're going to give him the rights to swing away at this one?
You know, I don't know. They're down 3, so a bunt will give you an out when you're down 3 runs and you don't have the tying run on base. I think they'll let him swing here. No, he does square. Pulls back, though, and it's a ball. 1-0.
Wally may be able to walk himself over to first as well. Squaring up is a tougher way to do it because you have to pull yourself back on what you don't think is going to be good. But he's somebody with a well-trained eye.
1-0 to Wally. Here it comes. Squares the bunt, pulls back, but it's a cold strike on the outside corner. Just nipped it there, low and away. 1-1. 1-1 count. The middle infield, you'd think would be playing all the way for the double play, but it's only Donahue holding on the runner. The second baseman, Gator, is way away from the second base bag. 1-1. Bunt popped up, coming on to get it. Scott, he'll get the out, racing back to the bags is Sorelli and Rother. Honestly, lucky they weren't doubled up there. Casey Rother had to scramble back to the bag. So not ideal at all. A pop out on the bunt. And now Patrick Donovan with 2 on in, 1 out.
Donovan, somebody who puts a lot of line drives in play. And when I mean a lot, I mean the majority of his hits. Somebody who really favors just putting it over the infielders' heads. That would be good enough to likely plate Nick Sorelli.
That ball's off the plate, 1-0. Donovan with both of these men on base yesterday. Brought them both in with a 2-run single. Right now just trying to find a way aboard. Ricky Nunez standing on deck. 1-0. Donovan back in. Here it comes. Missed in the dirt, and it's going to skip away from Cole Moore. Both runners are going to move up, and that's a big play, as now a base hit will plate both of them, hopefully. They move up to second and third. Donovan, in a hitter's count, it's 2-0, and out of the Buck dugout is their pitching coach, along with Cole Moore, headed out to the mound to talk with Scott.
You had mentioned Donovan driving in Sorelli and Rother. Something that also happened right before that big RBI single was a wild pitch, so could be setting up the same narrative here in the fifth.
Donovan talking with Bubba Walters here. He doesn't want to be over-aggressive, but if he gets a 2-0 somewhere where he wants it, he should have the green light.
Absolutely. Somebody that can hack away like Donovan and really get some high exit velo off the bat, you're going to want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he can put something in play.
This is a big-time at-bat. The Miners don't have a hit yet today, but they have 4 walks, and 2 of those walks standing on the bags right now trying to find a way home. Wild pitch was critical. Miners get a runner to third for the first time today. Fastball, strike 1, so Scott comes back after the meeting with a strike.
He really threw that in when there's some force, reeled back to attack that front corner.
2-1 to Donovan. Here it comes. Swung on and roped, but foul up the first baseline. He hit it really hard, just a little bit foul.
Just like that, he's back to even with 2-2.
Scott trying to paddle back and put away Donovan. Ricky Nunez waiting on deck. Nunez last time gave it a ride to left center, but tracking down the gap was the center fielder Ostrander.
With the pop out from Walters, this at-bat's way more important now.
Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. And Donovan, that's the correct call. He just barely held back the hands, or I should say the wrist just never broke. It was close, but the count goes full as now the crowd's going to get into it a little bit.
Full count brings the fullest spirits out of Herman Brothers.
3-2. Donovan stands in. Rother off of second, Sorelli off of third. Here it comes. And it's way inside. It's going to nip Donovan. That's going to be a hit by pitch.
Either way, he was getting on. Now we have bases juice. Ricky Nunez, what can you do, sir?
All walks besides Donovan, hit by pitch, but that would have been ball 4. All of the 3-2 pitches in this inning have not been close. Ricky Nunez, bases loaded, Miners down 3. How about this spot for the hottest Miner in the order?
Ricky didn't get a hit last night, took a walk. That would also give him an RBI in this situation.
Standing in now, he's 8 of his last 17. Strike 1. And that was maybe a tad off the outside, called a strike 0-1.
I'd say that was a good call. It was deflating to this Miners atmosphere, though.
Was close. It's been pretty consistent there on the outside edge. 0-1 on Nunez. Trying to find the Miners' first hit of the day. Upstairs, missed. Looked like a cutter, 1-1.
In a situation like this, you want somebody with a lot of power. How about somebody with a 765 slugging over their last 7 days of play?
Donovan runs well off first. He is the tying run. 1-1. Breaking ball, and oh man, where did that one miss? Very close, but probably the right call. Just missed upstairs, 2-1.
Hey, you won't hear Ricky complain about that call.
2-1. Nunez back in. Here it is. Swung on, hit in the air, center field, going back to the bag, Cirelli. He's going to try to tag, and he's going to try to score. The throw to the plate by Ostrander is cut off. Cirelli in to score, so the Miners do get a run. Still no hits. It's a 3-1 game, but they've cracked the board for the first time.
Hey, a hit's a hit. They're not going to complain. Even if they're not in the hit column, that's good wood on ball. That puts a run across, and the Miners do manage to finally get into the run column.
Feels like more of a game now. It's 3-1. They still have a chance at more. And they'd love to get more as David Bermudez stands in. First pitch to Burmy. Swung on, hit down the right field line, but just foul. Just chipped over there. Thought maybe that ball could blip for a second, but well foul. It'll be 0-1.
If he were to put something right past the first baseman, that could be real dangerous.
That was a heads-up play by Cirelli, I gotta say, over at third. He came off the bag and scrambled back to tag up, and honestly, it was cut off. They should have not cut that off. Burmy swings here into left field. That's a base hit. They're going to send Casey Rother, and now they're going to put on the brakes. He goes back to third. Throw over to third base is in time. A deflating out number 3, Casey Rother thrown out at third base to end the inning. You never want to end the inning there, and that's exactly what happened.
He couldn't make his mind up whether he wanted to extend the play or get back to safety. In the end, he should have just gone for home.
We're going to take a short break here from Herman Brothers Field. The Miners get on the board for the first time, but they leave potential runs on the bags. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 5th. 3-1 Bucs. Jack Mactoff striding into the plate as we begin the 5th inning. Mactoff coming in, his earlier at-bat yielded a 2-run single. As he stands in now, he is the difference in this game. It's the 2, 3, 4 in the order for the Bucs, the heart of the order. This is a big test for Darwin Matos. If he can get through it cleanly, you got to think the momentum has shifted over towards the Miner side.
Not just for Darwin, this defense in general. They've had a few real slow balls that have seemed like they've just leaked out of the infield.
Fastball for strike 1 there. Backed off. Has hit both balls opposite field. One for an out, one for that single. Also scored a run. He swings here, puts it in the air, center field. A little bit deep, but now it's blowing in with the wind, and Donovan makes the catch and straight away center field, 1 out.
Not a whole lot of wind here today. That one just simply died on its own.
Cole Moore into the box now. Last time up, he flew out to shallow left. Looking to come in and get a hit right now. Dallas Baptist University.
Matos got his first out on only 2 pitches. We'll see if this one's another quick stay at the plate.
Get outs any way you can against this middle of the order. As Moore takes a check swing there, he did not go around. Ball 1. 1-0 on Moore, who has that big time power. Got to keep it away from him. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, foul down the left field line. No activity in the Bucs bullpen. There is some stretching, but not sure whether that's stretching to warm up or just trying to keep everybody loose. But anyhow, it appears, at least right now, Mitchell Scott will go back out for another inning. Still has not allowed a hit. Bunch of walks, but no hits.
Wonder how many times in baseball history has a team gone without a hit and still won the game.
Breaking ball, just missed there, 2-1. Standing on deck is Diego Baquero, who singled in that 3rd run his last time up. 2-1, here it comes. Upstairs, way upstairs, Rando jumping out of his crouch, and 3-1. Miners would love to get this done today. If the Bucs can hold on to win this one. 4 p.m. tomorrow for all the marbles here at Herman Brothers Field. Winner take all. No announced starters for either side yet. We do know at least it won't be Willie Johnston or Darwin Matos. 2-1 to 3-1, and there is a strike. Oh my goodness. Cole Moore thought he had ball 4. A delayed strike call. He jogged about maybe 15, 20 feet down the line. He's called back. It'll be full at 3-2.
If I had to put some money on it, I'd guess that Wyatt Tucker might be a strong candidate for the Miners starter on day 3.
I would think maybe Wyatt Tucker. Christian Seelhorst is another option.
Daniel Naughton has shown some ability.
As well. Yeah, they have a lot of options. As there's a swing and a ground ball through the right side. Absolutely scorched that one through the hole. As Cole Moore reaches base with 1 out, and now it's Diego Baquero.
Cole Moore really seems to be coming alive in this recent series. 2 hits yesterday for 2 runs on himself. He is a major part of this offense and one that doesn't seem to be going away.
Here's Tyler Wosner has picked up a baseball. Actually the newest minor. Has started to warm up a bit in the bullpen as Tyler Rando is going to take a stroll out to the mound and talk with Matos. Probably just strategy here. As Diego Baquero is a dangerous bat in this order. Already a homer and 3 RBIs in 1+ games this series. He can put bat to baseball. Does have a couple of strikeouts though. Miners don't have a double play yet. Actually, neither team has had a double play in either game so far. So right now would be a great time for the first one.
I do like the move to Wosner. The righty has a lot of pop behind his pitches. He's somebody that can get his way into the higher or mid-90s when he's really feeling good. And he seemed like he was doing well the last time out. Touched 93, just on 94.
They do have some righties. Or just one righty, actually, at the bottom of the order. It's Gatter is the only one. Couple of switch hitters, Skipworth and Ostrader. Donahue is straight left-handed. Matos goes to the set now. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball low, ball 1. It's hard to put in a situational matchup with the 3-batter minimum now instituted by Major League Baseball and pretty much all leagues across the country. This Bucs lineup really doesn't have many back-to-back guys batting from the same side.
Not at all. It makes it hard for anybody to plan. You have to work your way back and forth.
2-0 now. The only back-to-back guys in this lineup, Ricky Gatter and Woody Hadeen at the bottom of the order, and then the top of the order, they follow each other, are both right. Mactoff and Moore are both left, but then it's all a mix. 2-0. Baquero in. As he swings, he took a big hack there and fouls it away, 2-1.
Great job to get him to offer something. You couldn't afford to have 3 straight pitches with no offer.
2-0 to 2-1. You still have to be very careful here. You're behind an account to a dangerous hitter. Trying to keep the lead for the Bucs at just 2 runs. Matos goes to the side, and here it is. Swing and a miss. He got him swinging with a fastball. That's a big pitch, as now Vaquero is one strike away from being put away. He's going to have to be more defensive.
And now the table's open for Matos. Breaking ball and fastball back-to-back for strikes. He has pretty much any option for him.
2-2. War with a very, very conservative leadoff first. He's maybe a step off the bag. 2-2. Got him on strikes. Came with the fastball upstairs. Vaquero swinging right through it. There's out number 2. It's a big out.
I'm sure Vaquero's kicking himself now, but couldn't lay off the high cheddar from Darwin Matos.
Out was ball 3. Instead, he's heading back to the dugout. And now 2 outs. Another dangerous hitter, Carson Rocafort.
Number 1, Carson
A hitter
Rocafort.
that hasn't been really making an impact so far today, though. He is represented in the heart of the lineup, but so far 0 for 2.
Standing in now, lefty on lefty. First pitch. Strike 1. Came on the inside part of the plate. That's a good spot for Darwin Matos. Skipworth stands on deck, hoping to get a chance to stride in, potentially with a couple runners on. 0-1. Matos a long set, and here it is. Breaking ball. Oh, where did that one miss? 1-1. The breaking ball seemingly isn't getting as much leeway as yesterday, but it's been consistent, so you can at least say that. It's 1-1. Break even. Upstairs, way upstairs, 2-1. Activity continuing down in the bullpen. Wozner still getting loose, and you got to think that Darwin Matos' leash is maybe tightening right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last inning he works.
Looks like there is an arm throwing in the bullpen, or at least playing catches. There's no way that's William Kepner. I think that may be number 29, William Kepner. I doubt he comes in, but interesting. This ball pops straight up, and this will be out number 3, presumably. On the infield, Holden Breeze underneath it. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So, a big test for Darwin Matos. He survives and gets through 5.
He got through the heart of the lineup without a whole lot of struggles. Now the Miners, they still don't have a whole lot of time left. They're going to have to start getting together some hits, as they only have 1 so far.
We're headed to the 6th. 3-1 Bucs. We'll be back here from Herman Brothers Field in just a few moments. We got the top of the order here in the top of the 6th. It's Holden Breeze striding into the plate. He's walked already today and hit a screamer down the right field line that Carson Rocafort was able to glove down the line his last at bat.
Still see Scott in the game, despite the few walks and the 1 hit the Miners have in the game.
First pitch to Breeze. Swung on and grounded up the third baseline. Vaquero going to play it on a big hop, long throw across his offline sweep tag. Not in time! Skipworth is infuriated.
Well,
He thought he had him on the tag, but the umpire calls him safe, so Holden Breeze aboard. Looks to be a bit banged up. Hopefully he's okay. Skipworth was enraged on that.
Breeze, I'm sure he's okay. Might have just had the air knocked out of him.
The
That was some smart base running.
The umpires will meet here, and I would find it very hard to believe this call could be overturned, but they're going to meet and at least talk about it. For now, Holden Breeze is at first.
Well, if anybody had the best view of that whole play, it was the first base umpire. He was standing right next to him. If there was any gap between Breeze and the glove, he was going to be the one that saw it.
It's an extended conversation. And now, it looks like they're going to go talk with Tyler LeBrun. They may be calling him out here.
That would be a huge blow for the Miners. That really infused some energy into the dugout.
Talking to Tyler LeBrun now. And they are going to call him out. Holden Breeze is called out at first base. Hometown crowd does not like it. The Boo Birds coming amongst us. But it is the first out. Vaquero, we know about his strong arm, but it is inaccurate. Skipworth, though, does a good job to get the tag on him. And one out for Tyler Wilson.
Part of me wants to join those Boo Birds, as that was a bit of a tough call to go against.
Strike one there. And 1 on Tyler Wilson as he looks to reach. Man, the Miners could have the tying run coming to the plate. Instead, it's an 0-1 on Wilson with the bags empty. Now it's 1-1. Wilson not really stepping out in between pitches. He's getting right back at it. Looks like the pitcher down the bullpen is David Christie now, as he's begun to stretch and throw. And remember the last time the Bucs and Miners met up, David Christie walked 3 straight batters on 13 pitches, and in part giving the Miners the lead. As Wilson swings here and lines this one deep down the left field line, but it's foul.
Ended up walking 2 more runs across in that inning as well. Christie might be a familiar sight for these Miners.
2-2 on Tyler Wilson. Breaking ball way up. 3-2. Another full count for Mitchell Scott as this pitch count over the past inning and a third has begun to really rise.
Now sits at 89 pitches.
3-2. Swung on a swinging bunt up the first baseline. This is going to be a tough play, and a flip late is going to get him. Executed perfectly there by the Bucs. 2 outs now for the Miners, top of the order. And now it's going to be the catcher, Tyler Rando.
You don't want to say Scott's one of those pitchers that gets kind of lucky, but there's a lot of balls put in play. His FIP can't be that low.
Rando trying to find his way aboard. If he can reach, I mean, the tying run's on deck. And a guy who hits a lot of them, Nick Sorelli with 5 on the year, stands in the on-deck circle. First pitch here to Rando. Misses low, ball 1. You got to think that maybe this could be the end of the line for Mitchell Scott. He's up over 90 pitches, and David Christie is loosening. As it's 1-0. Misses low again, 2-0, as the dust flakes up from underneath home plate.
And even in the beginning of this contest, didn't seem to have the best control of the zone. Surprisingly, he's made it through this far without allowing more than 1 hit.
2-0. Upstairs again, 3-0 on Rando as he's in the driver's seat. And now it looks like much more steady throwing by Christie down the bullpen. It's not the stretching and throwing. He's getting it and going through the motions. The 3-0 pitch. Strike 1. Got it down the chute, 3-1.
Question with Rando. Do you let him swing on a 3-1 count if he sees a fastball he likes?
I'd say yes. 3-1. Not going to hack at that one, though. That ball's way off the plate, and it's a walk. The tying run coming to the plate in the form of Nick Sorelli.
Miners still not hitting the ball all across the yard, but they are applying pressure. They continue to get walks here.
Sorelli striding in. Hasn't had a home run in a couple of weeks, but that power is there.
No,
It
never goes away. When he hammers a ball, you can tell.
Let's send this place into a frenzy. He swings first pitch, foul ball back towards us. 0-1. He walked his last time up. Trying to find a way aboard. This team's got to fight right now. 0-1 on Nick. Low and in for ball one.
Just because the Miners are backed up against the wall in this inning doesn't mean they're giving up. 2 outs, 1-1 count. Cirelli maybe trying to work the count as well.
1-1 on Nick Cirelli. Here it comes. Swung on! Right field, but it's gonna go foul. Hit that ball over the wall, but too far foul. That's what we're saying about that power. Straightens that thing out a little bit. We got a tied ball game.
And that could be the case for most of the Miners today. They're hitting the ball well, but the amount of foul balls we've seen, it's really just kept this offense from waking up.
1-2 breaking ball, and oh my goodness, that one was just low. Cirelli able to lay off. The Bucs infield certainly thought that was strike 3. Cirelli might have thought it was strike 3 himself as well. Instead, he's called back. It's 2-2.
So did Morris. Stood up, ready to go to the dugout.
2-2 to Nick. Here it comes. Way inside, dusts him off the plate, and now that runner's going to get a head start on a 3-2 pitch.
That pitch that came back to be called a ball, proving to be pivotal now as we enter another full count.
3-2. Cirelli standing back in. Here it is. Off the plate and a little bit up. Nick Cirelli reaches first base, and now Casey Rother strides in with a couple on and a couple out.
The umpire might have bought the Miners a little bit longer of life with that pitch that went back the other way. Could have been strike 3, ended the inning right there.
6 walks now on the day for Mitchell Scott in a hit by pitch, but he's only allowed 1 hit. Now a walk out to the mound by the Bucs manager. Are they going to stick with Scott here? As they meet up at the mound, conferring. David Christie still loosening. As the infield converges on the mound. Will they stick with Scott? Scott with all those walks, but he has only allowed 1 hit. Gotta think they're probably gonna stick with Scott here, and that's exactly what they're gonna do.
You can only imagine the outlook of this inning as well if Holden Breeze was still considered safe on that first play.
About that, or with that I should say, it'd be bases loaded and just 1 out. Casey Rother, 2 on, 2 out. This is a big spot for him. Standing in, trying to find a way aboard. First pitch, way up high. Rother ducking, 1-0.
That pitch didn't go very high, but it stayed right in his batter's box. So.
Mitchell Scott's had good control all year, but not today. 1-0 on Rother. And he floats a breaking ball, a beautiful one at the knees for strike 1.
We've also made it into the 6th, and we still haven't seen a strikeout recorded for Mitchell Scott.
1-1 on Casey. Back in. Here it is. Up and in. 2-1. If it could get to him. On deck is Aaron Walters, who popped out on his bunt attempt last time up.
Seems every Miner has walk on the mind. Another hitter's count.
2-1. As now the home plate umpire going to call time. Or actually, Casey Rother rather called time. It was granted by the home plate umpire. It'll stay at 2-1 as Rother goes back in. Crowd trying to get behind him a little bit. Miners would like to get at least 1 here. As now a ball rolls. Maybe from the Buck bullpen. Down to the outside of the Buck dugout. Goes and picks it up. We're back to it. 2-1. Breaking ball up near the head again, and it's 3-1.
If he keeps pitching like this, Casey Rother might think he has something against him.
I know Mitchell Scott's had some walk issues today, but if there's a 3-1 pitch center cut, I am hacking for the hills. 3-1 as Scott sets from the stretch. Here it is. Just caught the edge of the zone. 3-2. It's a perfect spot. An unhittable pitch almost.
This is his third full count of the inning.
Runners will get a head start here, so anything to the outfield, and it's going to be at least only a one-run game. 3-2 to Casey. Here it is. Swung on, he just got a piece of that, fouling it off down the right field line. He was behind on a fastball, but just got enough of it. We'll do it again.
He's a half second faster. That ball's down in right field. We have another run coming across.
Bases would be loaded if Rother can see ball 4. High stress pitches here from Mitchell Scott. The 3-2. And he missed low in the dirt. It's ball 4, and the Miners have him loaded.
They're making this as stressful as possible. Aaron Walters walks up after 3 straight walks. All the pressure is on Scott.
7 walks and a hit by pitch for Mitchell Scott, but he's only allowed 1 hit, and that's why he's still in this game. And they're going to stick with Mitchell Scott. David Christie is ready, but they're going to hold it with the Cal Berkeley product. Aaron Walters in the biggest spot of his season. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Can he get it done? Swinging at the first pitch, and it's fouled up the first baseline. Maybe he fouled that off his foot. Be 0-1 as he kind of walks a little gimpy around home plate.
You might want to take a breath after that. He was far too early on that pitch as he was swinging before it was even at the pitch.
Scott doesn't have that elite velocity. Walters way out ahead in front of it. Doesn't have a hit today. Had a couple yesterday. They would certainly take one right now. Sorelli scored the only minor run of the game. Randolph of third. Sorelli represents the tying run at second. The go-ahead run over at first in Rother. 0-1. Missed with a breaking ball. It's 1-1. Good take there by Walters. Backdoor breaking ball. Didn't catch it.
Man, I don't know how you lay off that pitch. It seemed to hang for just a minute before dropping outside the zone.
1-1. Here it comes. And it's low, ball 2. 2-1.
If you have anxiety issues, by the way, you should never watch the Miners play baseball.
Never watch the Matsu Miners, at least this year. Do not watch this team if you have anxiety issues. 2-1. Here it is. Swung on, popped up, foul ground. Skipworth has a beat on it, and he makes the catch in foul ground. Miners leave them loaded here in the top of the 6th. Man, another opportunity by the wayside. Mitchell Scott has navigated around so much damage the past couple of innings.
I'm not sure how many more chances you're going to get like that if you're the Miners. You might have lost your biggest chance of the game and in a pretty deflating fashion.
We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. A new pitcher on the mound. We'll tell you about him when we come back from a break here at Herman Brothers Field. back here as we start the bottom of the sixth, and the new pitcher on for the Miners is right-hander Tyler Wosner, who has that blazing fastball, and he's from Central Arizona Community College. He's on in a big spot, has to keep this game tied. Yeah, striding into the box is Jake Skipworth, who's actually hitting from the right side here. He's listed as a switch hitter, but batting as a right-hander here. First pitch swinging, right field. In the air, Nunez heading back, but he's got room. Striding over towards the line. It's one pitch and one out.
That's a pretty fast way to work your first out, thanks to Ricky Nunez and his speed. That was a hustle play. He had to cover a lot of ground to get there.
Both of Wosner's ABL appearances since coming up in mid-July have came in Chugiak against the Chinooks. He's pitched 4 innings, allowing 3 hits, 2 walks, striking out 2, allowing just 1 run. 2.25 ERA. Need him to get a couple more outs here in the 6th. Miners at the bottom of the order, due up in the top of the 7th. First pitch fastball just a bit up. 1-0. Wosner throws about as hard as anyone on this team. He might even be the hardest thrower. Really zig it up there with the fastball.
And I'm not surprised to see him attacking around the zone. He really seemed like he wanted to play yesterday, so excited to get the chance today.
1-1 on Wosner. Donahue struck out his last time up, but he reached base on the wild pitch. So, drop third strike. He's able to reach. Did not come around to score, though. It's been 3 runs in the 3rd for the Bucs. Just 1 in the 5th for the Miners. 3-1 game. As Donahue swings and fouls that pitch away. Couple of Arizona guys going at it, although Donahue is actually a native of Hawaii. He goes to University of Arizona in Tucson. Tyler Wosner, born and bred in Arizona, Phoenix guy. 1-2, trying to put the lid on this Donahue at bat. As he goes to the line, and here it comes. Way up high, 2-2. Garrett Ostrander standing on deck, who flew out to right field his last time up.
That's one issue you run into with some fireball throwers. When they want to put them away with that fastball, they might lose contact with it and just send it way too high.
2-2, just missed off the outside. It'll go full, 3-2.
Weren't very competitive pitches to challenge him with in the pitcher's count. Now he has to deal with a full count in his second batter.
3-2. So bring it home. Upstairs, ball 4. Wosner was ahead, but he loses him. Kyson Donahue reaches first for the 2nd straight time, this time on a walk. And now it'll be Garrett Ostrander.
If you're Wosner, you need to be more concerned about the walk than the hit from Garrett Ostrander.
Now batting center fielder number 5, Garrett Ostrander.
Ostrander striding in, trying to reach. He was that leadoff walk back in the 3rd that helped the Bucs get on the scoreboard with 3. Strike 1 there. Ostrander doesn't have the highest average coming in, as this year he's hit about 180. He has grounded into 3 double plays. 0-1. Strike 2, outside edge, and maybe a bit off, but that pitch has been called there all night, so it'll go to 0-2. Ostrander trying to avoid the strikeout, and it appears we have a pinch hitter on deck. Xavier Pinales has entered that circle as this ball is swung on and fouled away. So Pinales, who was in the lineup before being a late scratch, is standing on deck. And Ricky Gatter did his job. He reached base a couple times, walk, hit by pitch, came around to score a run. So he was a productive 9-hole hitter.
Surprising they're putting Pinales in. He was scratched from the game at catcher thanks to a ball hitting him on the thumb. But I guess you can hit without having to have that threat happen.
Outside, 1-2. Man on deck stands in that circle. Pinales, a 205 hitter. He extremely raises average late as this ball's tapped over to short. Burmy, Breeze, over to first. No throw, actually. Breeze holds it. So they do get the force out. Not enough to get the runner down the line. Garrett Ostrander, who can fly, and there's 2 away for Pinales.
Not surprised to see him not make the throw over to first. Ostrander's speed alone made that a tough play. They weren't going to get a chance to get him.
Xavier Pinales from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Or is it Wabash?
Well, there's a town in Indiana called Wabash.
Wabash, that's what it is. Wabash, that's what GM Pete Christopher was telling me as taking off for second base. Ostrander, throw down there, is going to skip into center field, but no advance. So a stolen base after the strike. It's 0-1 on Pinales, but that runner does move up.
It looked like it was going to be a close throw, but the awkward bounce near the plate was too tough for David Bermudez, but they do manage to keep Ostrander over at second.
So runner on second as Tyler Rando goes out and talks strategy to Tyler Wilsner. He really wants to get Pinales at the plate as Woody Haydeen stands on deck. Pinales, his average was down to 120s before he hit a home run here at Herman Brothers on July 20th. And the rest of the way through the ABL season, he was pretty good. Gets a chance right now. Help his squad out a little bit. As he swings here. Puts this one into right field. That's going to drop. Nunez coming up throwing. The throw to the plate is not in time. And it is a pinch hit RBI single for Xavier Pinales. The lead back up to 3.
Just like the Miners' sac fly never happened. We're back down 3. It just became a deeper hill to climb, and the 9-hole for the Bucs has proven to be the most productive they have today.
Woody Haydeen back in as Wosner tries to just get the third out of the inning. This Bucs team to a 4-1 lead seems a lot more than just 2 runs. Every run is so critical. The Miners only have 9 outs for their offense to play with. This ball hit in the air. Left field, Tyler Wilson drifts a little back, settles under it. He makes the catch, and that'll end the bottom of the 6th. But a pinch hit single, an RBI single for Xavier Pinales off the bench, gives the Bucs a 4-1 lead.
Miners definitely seem to be the one reeling back right now. They're down 3, only 3 innings of work to get done. They're going to have to start stringing together some hits, and hopefully a new pitcher might be able to help with that.
We head to the 7th. Bucs 4, Miners 1. We'll be back here from Herman Brothers Field in just a few moments. We have a new pitcher on. Right-hander David Christie enters the game for the Bucs. Christie this year, coming into today, has a 5.68 ERA. It is inflated by a couple of bad outings, 19 innings, 18 strikeouts, but an eye-popping 15 walks. He's also allowed 22 hits, so his whip is reaching too, and that's a big reason why he's had that ERA the way it is. As Patrick Donovan strides in first.
Christie well liked in the Matsu Valley after walking the Miners to victory with a wild arm like that.
Miners dugout already getting on him. They were on him last time with the uh-oh chance on him right away. That ball skipped in front of the plate, 1-0.
They're well aware of what could happen with Christie going off the rails. I'd be surprised if they kept him in long if he ends up getting off to a poor start here.
2-0. Christie immediately falls behind. 4-1 Bucs. Miners trying to chip away. The 2-0. Missed in. 3-0.
Now you hear the Toro chants. They're teasing him even worse as if he's Matador fighting. Over in Chugiak, though, we have a tie ball game in the 8th.
And there's ball 4. Exactly how you would want to start the inning. It's a walk for Patrick Donovan. They do have a runner on base. And coming to the plate is Ricky Nunez.
Ricky Nunez, of course, took that 4-pitch walk the other day. If he could do the same here, that'd be huge.
Had a sac fly earlier to score the only run for the Miners. Now it looks like maybe a bench coach is trotting down to that Buck bullpen, maybe trying to get some activity started early.
Starting with 4 straight balls is a pretty good warning sign to any coach.
Christie stands at the set. First pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. 0-1, Christie from Louisiana Lafayette. Right-hander, he's a big kid.
He throws hard, too.
Stands at 6'5". Upstairs, 1-1. This is a spot where if you're Ricky Nunez, you're looking to walk.
Seems they're getting more production from their eyes than they are with their bats.
1-1. Long hold, here it comes. Swung on and grounded over to short. This could be a double play. Hayden's not going to go to second. He does go to first. That was an interesting play. He looked like he had plenty of time to go to second. Instead, it's just a force out. Moving up to second base is Donovan. 1 out for David Bermudez. So the runner moves up. Bermy will step in. Yeah, the Miners only hit earlier. Trying to get another hit here and possibly score Donovan, who has great speed.
Line drive would do just that.
First pitch, strike 1. Yeah, activity right away picking up down the Buck bullpen. There is a right-hander down there throwing. Can't really tell who it is yet, but I would think maybe Spencer Bengard. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and slashed over the Bucs dugout on a hop and quickly behind 0-2.
Surprised he took that pitch. It looked like it was going to be far inside. Bermudez maybe just a little bit self-conscious about that inside zone.
0-2. Bermudez trying to battle. They need him to. Here it comes. Misses in the dirt, ball 1.
Miners can't afford to strand more runners. They can't have an out here without being productive. That would be counterproductive to any comeback they're trying to put together.
The 1-2. Here it comes. Off the plate, 2-2. Christie was ahead. Now he's battled back as David Bermudez.
Bermy still seems a little angsty at the plate. Almost wanted to go on that last pitch. We'll see if he's still able to lay off here.
2-2, and he's going to look the runner back. Looks like the pitcher down in that bullpen, maybe Alex Rios actually. So no Bengard yet. Maybe they're planning on starting him tomorrow. 2-2, swung on and fouled back out of play. So Bermudez stays alive to see another.
You have to think it's a matter of time till they come into a hit, though. They keep fouling off all these balls really well.
Hits some balls hard. You can make the argument the Miners have more hard hit balls than the Bucs, but the Bucs have been able to find holes. All of their runs have come across on RBI singles. Been able to string the hits together. Miners have left a bunch on base. 2-2 to Bermudez. Here it comes. Just missed up, and I mean by an inch. That high breaking ball hasn't really been called that much today. Very well could have been strike 3, but Bermudez stays alive. It's a full count.
Yeah, Bermudez counting his lucky stars. On the other side, you have to think, what more can I do to get the strike three?
3-2, back up the middle. That's into center field. Up with it is Ostrander. They're going to hold Donovan at third. A good decision. Bermudez way off the bag. Now he's going to head back. Nobody was covering first. At first, I was like, what is he doing? But there was nobody covering first. Maybe he's trying to entice the throw. It's first and third with just one out, and Holden Breeze gets his opportunity.
Fermi comes up in a big spot there. 2-strike count, works it back to a full count, and then lays one in. Patrick Donovan had been more confident that one was going to land. He easily could have come home, but had to wait until it was nearly landed.
Give Bermudez 8 hits in his last 23 at-bats. First and third, one out for Holden Breeze.
It was a huge spot for the Miners.
First pitch, strike one. Got it at the knees. It's 0-1 on Breeze. Rios continues to throw down in that pen. The Miners, for their third straight inning, have a runner at third base. Swung on, hit down the right field line, but just foul. A lot of hard hit foul balls down both lines, just refusing to stay fair, and now Holden in a deep hole has to battle out of it.
Only one of those balls came down. You'd have to think this may be a different ball game.
0-2. Here it comes from Christie. Right now. Upstairs, ball one. Good take by Holden.
Miners keep giving themselves 2-strike counts, but work their way with the patience back at the plate.
1-2. Just trying to find a gap somewhere. Christie sets. Long hold, here it is. Swung on, popped up, foul ground. This may be playable. Skipworth headed over towards the Miner dugout, but it's going to get out of play by a matter of a couple of feet. Thought that ball off the bat. Skipworth's body language appeared that he had it, but it drifted out and hit the roof of the Miner dugout. So Holden Breeze stays alive barely to see another.
We were much closer to complicating this situation. It looked just like Aaron Walters' pop out after full bases.
1-2 again to Breeze as Christie comes at the set. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Got him on a breaking ball, and that's about as good as it gets from David Christie. A really good breaking ball. He hasn't been able to throw that for strikes, but he got it there. And 2 outs for Tyler Wilson.
Holden Breeze recently at the plate just seems like he could use some help. Tyler Wilson, on the other hand, has been able to get some clutch hitting.
Can the Miner legend of Tyler Wilson continue? Like yesterday, another tough day at the plate today, but can he get it when it counts? First pitch, low, ball one. First and third, obviously a walk wouldn't play to run, but with the way Christie's been going, you gotta think maybe he can offer him a free pass as Tyler Rando waits in the on-deck circle.
Christie's also had a few wild pitches over his time this year.
Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Wilson out in front of it, 1-1. This would be another golden opportunity by the wayside if the Miners can't get at least a run here. Down 3, they need every opportunity. Back at the set, Christie. The 1-1. Swung on, left center field. Could it drop? No, it will not. Jack Macduff coasts under it, and the Miners leave 2 more on base here in the 7th.
These left on base are going to come back to haunt the Miners in the end. You don't get too many opportunities to score in a game, and if you're wasting them, you're not going to make any comeback.
So we're on to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here at Herman Brothers Field. The Miners looking for another comeback. They're down 4-1. We'll be back in just a few moments. Ready for the bottom of the 7th, and so is Jack Macdoff, the left fielder, striding in. He gloved the last out of the top of this inning. He'll look to get on base as the middle of the order comes up, and Tyler Wosner back out on the mound, so he'll get to face him. Macdoff striding in, first pitch fastball, strike one. He flew out to center field his last time up, but had a big blow in this game, a 2-run single. Bucs lead in the late innings 4-1. Thought about it, did not decide to offer 1-1. In the other game in the ABL playoffs, it's still 3-3. Pilots and Chinooks in the top of the 9th inning. Fastball, strike 2. Good pitch by Wosner. He's ahead, 1-2.
If you're Wosner, you have to think there's a lot of pressure on you. Not only do you have to get these outs, your team is looking pretty flat at the plate. You need to get some energy in the dugout.
As he swings and fouls this one off, we'll do it again. Things are growing dire here for the Miner offense. They went in down 2 into the bottom of the 9th yesterday and came back to win. So they definitely have some comeback potential in them. But you got to think almost what if they weren't able to come back yesterday. This would be a really dire spot. That ball's fouled away, 1-2.
I don't feel like skipper Ty LeBron is one to really consider the what-ifs of games.
Macdoff back in. The 1-2, here it is. Swung on and fouled away again. Macdoff with a good at-bat as he keeps it going.
3 foul balls in this at-bat. He's going to make the first out, arguably the hardest.
Real still loosening as this pitch is swung on, hit in the air, right field. It's not deep. Nunez jogging in. He'll make the catch in short right field as he gloves it. 1 out. Ball shot straight up in the air. Didn't have enough carry on it, though, and back to the dugout goes Macdoff. And back to the plate, Cole Moore. Moore's last time was a sharp single through the right side.
Was eventually left on base as the 2 following batters went down on strikes and a pop out.
One and 0 on Moore. Standing in, Wosner trying to put him away for the second out. Strike 1. It was the 1-out walk that hurt him his last time. This ball swung on, back up the middle, gloved by Wosner. Hit it hard, but Tyler Wosner makes an athletic play, 2 away.
That'll wake you up. That one shot right back at him. Got it on a quick bounce, but managed to get it on a pretty effortless throw over to first.
Striding in is Diego Vaquero with 2 outs. Has a hit to his line today. It was an RBI single. Standing back in. 1 and 1, or new count rather. The scoreboard hasn't been updated yet. It's ball 1. There it goes. They got it updated now. Wait, no, they still don't have the out count right. There's 2 outs. Strike on the outside corner with the breaking ball. Yeah, oh, there they go. They got the out count right. 2 outs. 1 and 1 count.
Wosner's looking very in control right now. Still no throwing in the Miners' pen. Not surprised, as he's seemingly untouchable at the bump at the moment.
They need to get him through this inning and at least keep the score tied. Allowed that run in the 7th. 3-run lead is not insurmountable. Got to get Vaquero here. He's down a couple of strikes. Wosner winds. Here it is. Way upstairs with the fastball, 2-2.
After this bottom of the 7th, Miners, only 6 outs remaining. If they want to advance to the top of the World Championship, they're going to have to make some big plays.
Swing and a miss. He got him on a breaking ball. So a 1-2-3 7th. A good outing for Tyler Wosner, at least in the 7th inning. He allows 1 run in 2 innings if his day is done, but he works right through the heart of the Buck order.
That's the kind of response you need from your defense. Maybe that can get some stirring going in the batter's box. Everybody seems like they could use a bit of a kick in the pants right now.
We're headed to the 8th. New pitcher potentially on for the Bucs. We'll be back here and tell you about him from Herman Brothers Field in just a few moments. Like our PA announcer Wolfgang Winter says, Miners got some ground to make up. Down 3, Tyler Rando into the plate as we have another new arm on. Right-hander Alex Rios into the game for the Bucs as he looks to keep the scoring the way it is. Alex Rios on the year. This is exactly the pitcher you want to face as the first pitch is swung on back up the middle. Could that get through? Cutting it off Donahue. Nice play on a hop, throw to first in time. Rios, though, this year, 8.79 ERA, but he gets that first out there. Walks haven't been a problem for him, just 4 walks all year. Extra base hits have been a problem.
Now batting, designated hitter number 37, Nick Sorelli.
That'll bring up Nick Sorelli next. Miners, with losing that leadoff man, are down to 5 outs and 3 runs to make up with those 5 outs.
Standing in is Nick Sorelli as there's ball 1. Need to somehow get a couple men on. Sorelli got on his last time up with the walk as he has his past 2 appearances actually back-to-back walks. He takes a big hack there and misses 1-1.
The Miners in the last 3 innings have sent 5 batters up to the plate at least, but in each inning have no runs coming across.
Sorelli, even count. Breaking ball, strike 2 as that ball just dropped in there. 1-2 on Nick. He's going to have to battle. It's the right-hander from Santa Clara, Alex Rios. As he comes set, here comes another. Swing and a miss. Got him on a breaking ball. Miners down to their last 4 outs.
Doesn't have the most explosive stuff, but the way it just hangs really throws off the timing of these hitters.
AC Rother strides in, and the Miners down 3. They just need him to get on some way or another. Aaron Walter stands on deck. If Rother's out here, the Miners will have 6, 7, 8 due up in the 9th. That's also exactly what they had yesterday in the 9th when they did come back. Pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Rios threw a scoreless inning on Thursday, and he's out here right now, and he's 2/3 of the way through as there's another arm loosening. Right-hander throwing down in that Buck bullpen.
They're really being as sure as possible that the Miners don't get used to a single arm on the mound.
Rother swings here and puts this one down the right field line, but foul. There's too many foul balls down the line today. Hit a boatload, just can't get any fair. And Rother.
Seems
Go back in.
the whole team's just a tick off in their timing. The Miners can turn just a few of these foul balls into hits. That's a huge turnaround.
This ball swung on over to third, but Carroll up with it on the big hop. Throw across in time. Miners go 1, 2, 3 here in the 8th.
Another deflating inning, now down to their last 3 outs. If they're going to want another miracle here, they're going to have to start turning it around.
We're going to come back in the bottom of the 8th. Miners trail by 3. Back out to the mound, Tyler Wosner. And we'll be right back. Stay with us. We're back for the bottom of the 8th. It's Carson Rocafort into the plate. He'll step in and look to find his way aboard.
With Tyler Wosner staying on the mound, you may think Tyler LeBrun has started game planning in case they need tomorrow's game.
Getting some longevity out of him as that pitch is upstairs, ball 1. Hopefully he can work a scoreless 8th. Offense with just 1 run today. They left a ton on. And potentially, they're going to see a new arm on in the 9th as that pitch is off the plate. 4 ball, 2-0. I mean, you'd have to assume it'd be Spencer Bengard down there throwing, although we can't tell. This ball's fouled away, 2-1. If Wosner could work through this by himself out on the mound, they'd have pretty much everybody besides Wosner out of the pen available tomorrow. This is only the 3rd relief arm they've used this series. Swung on and grounded over to second. Backhand holding Breeze. Big bounce. Throw to first. That was textbook. Makes the easy play. 1 away.
Nice fielding play from Breeze there. Able to keep the first runner off thanks to some nice backhand catch.
Now batting, first baseman number 26,
Jake Skipworth into the box now. Reached on a double back in the 2nd inning, but no hits besides that. 1 for 3. First pitch from Wosner to him. Upstairs, ball 1. On deck sits Kyson Donahue. 1-1, swing and a miss. Or rather, 1-0, swing and a miss. We're at 1-1 now.
That was a pretty bad miss as well at the plate. Jake Skipworth, not sure if he wanted to fish for that one, but he definitely ended up going on a trip.
Check swing, but it was a strike anyway. It's 1-2. This game finishes this way. We got a winner-take-all game tomorrow, 4 p.m., Herman Brothers Field. Winner goes to the ABL Top of the World Championship. It's Wosner winds, and here it comes. Ball outside. And over in the Chinooks Pilots game, we have a winner. It is a sweep by the Pilots. They rally for a run in the bottom of the 9th. Michael McNamara scoring the game-winning run. And the Pilots advance to the top of the World Championship. The 3 seed beats the 2, so 1 ticket is punched. 2-2. Swung on and grounded over to second. Breeze almost had it, but just under his glove. He tried to backhand that one into right center field. It's a base hit, 1 on, 1 out.
Tough play for Breeze, just in a more advanced version of the first out he got in this inning. Maybe a bit too far over as he wasn't able to slide in time.
So the memorable Chinook season ends where they shocked everyone, finished with a winning record, finished second in the league, but they're bounced at home. Or rather, I guess you could say technically on the road, even though they were at Lee Jordan Field. As it comes to an end, it was a single, RBI single to end it. There's a ball in the dirt, 1-0.
Chinooks were a pesky team, but the Glacier Pilots seemed just to be a bit overwhelming.
Nick Hagedorn with the winning hit, that RBI single to clinch it. So, another Louisiana Lafayette guy, like David Christie, Nick Hagedorn, wins it for the Pilots. So, could we see maybe a Louisiana Lafayette battle in the championship? We'll have to see if we get two tomorrow between the Miners and the Bucs. A little bit up with the fastball, 2-0. Not the count you want to be in to Donahue. You just need a scoreless eighth. At least give your offense some kind of opportunity.
All the Bucs have to do is record 3 outs on the other side, so it's not in their favor. The Miners realize they're not done until the last out.
2-1. Donahue trying to find his way aboard. No double plays during this series yet. Love for a first year. Upstairs, though, 3-1.
Big pitch here. Could load up 2 more if they aren't buried enough already. Adding anything on is going to be a death sentence for the Miners.
3-1. Called strike. Donahue dropped the bat and was about to start taking off his batting gloves, but it is a strike, and it's 3-2. Maybe see the runner take off here. Skipworth over on first doesn't have great speed, but maybe.
You stole my exact thought, so I guess I'm glad you interrupted me.
And there's a called strike 3. Kyson Donahue threw the bat away again. He thought he had ball 4. Instead, he's running up on strikes. Tyler Wosner gets the second out of the inning via the strikeout.
That's a real turn of events for Tyson Donahue at the plate. Went from free base to sitting back down at the bench.
They'll await the winner of this series in the Top of the World Series starting Monday.
Wosner back out to the mound. Looks for the final out. First pitch off the plate, ball 1. Yeah, no activity down the Miner bullpen. They appear to really be saving their arms. Potentially 3 guys could start the game tomorrow, you would think. One of Daniel Nunn, Wyatt Tucker, or Christian Seahorse, and then obviously the other 2 would be available out of the bullpen. This ball's hit down the right field line, but foul. And then you have your top bullpen guys such as Alex Majors, Evan Floyd, Aaron Winkler, all of them available tomorrow. So,
The Miners going down, they're going to go down gunning, that's to say the least. But they are going to have to make that decision. Wouldn't be surprised to see them go with Naughton. He's been one of their pitchers that's covered more innings than most anybody.
1-1. Outside, ball 2. Ostrander trying to work a walk, possibly. Hasn't done much with the bat this series, but does have 3 walks. It's 2-1. Here it comes from Wosner. Upstairs, 3-1, and he's a ball away from advancing a runner into scoring position. Gotta get a strike here if you're Wosner. Ostrander doesn't have much power. He does not have a home run on the year. And he has just 1 double, just 1 extra base hit all year as he swings and grounds this one over to short. Bermudez up with it in the hole. He'll make the throw to second. He just makes those plays look so smooth. And Tyler Wosner turns over a clean inning, and the offense down 3 will get a chance in the 9th.
He makes it look way easier than it actually is. Anybody else, that's a tough play. David Bermudez makes it clean, gives it over to his offense. They're going to have to make something happen. 3 runs or bust.
We'll have a new pitcher coming on for the save in the 9th. Until then, stay with us. Bucs 4, Miners 1. We'll be back here in just a few moments. Miners hoping for their second miracle in as many days as Aaron Walters, who led off Game 1's 9th inning with a single, and that comeback win will step to the plate.
Yeah, if you're a fan of superstitions, this is a perfect time for the Miners.
It'll be Walters, Donovan, Nunez, scheduled up in the order. Could see a pinch hitter, but there is a new pitcher on the mound. It's not Spencer Bengard, so you got to think maybe it's Bengard tomorrow as right-hander Zach Heaton takes over. He's started 4 games, appeared in 5, pitched 17 innings. He's struck out 12, has a 1-2 record, 5.29 ERA. Strike 1 to Walters.
So far in the game, only Miner with any hit is David Bermudez. He has both of them for the Miners with 2 singles.
0-1 on Wally. So he swings here, back up the middle, off the pitcher. He's going to have to race over the bag. The underhand flip in time. Oh, man, that looked like it would be the first hit of the inning. Instead, it's off of Zach Heaton's 6'5" frame, and they get the out.
That's at least leaving a lasting impact. They're going to definitely check on Heaton on the mound, who seems to be fine. But regardless, the skipper is going to give him a bit of attention. He took a shot right on the lower leg, similar to where Evan Wolf got hit yesterday.
Taking a peek at him out there. He looks like he wants to stay in the game. Conversing is the umpire and the Buck manager. And they're going to stick with Heaton.
As Tyler Brunn gives some parting words to Patrick Donovan before he heads to the plate. You have to think, if the Miners are going to make a comeback, it's got to start soon.
Down 3, just 2 more outs as Heaton's going to throw in some warm-up pitches. If the Bucs can get out of this one without using Spencer Bengard or JoJo Ingrassia in the first couple of games, that has got to be labeled as a win for them. Donovan strides in. Both teams will have their top guys available tomorrow, but it's even more so a win for the Bucs because of how limited their depth is down in that bullpen. They've gotten some guys with some high ERAs to pitch really good innings for them. Donovan strides in now. First pitch strike. Heaton's come out throwing strikes, that's for sure.
He's found his spot, attacks the low and away corner for left-handed batters. Gotten 3 strikes on that so far.
Swinging here over to second. This should be a routine play. Hayden, Skipworth, Miners are down to their final out.
And this time they don't have any men aboard for a potential miracle or hit.
Ricky Nunez will stride in. 2 outs. Nobody leaving Herman Brothers early this time. Last night we saw some leave after the 7th and 8th innings. After last night, nobody wants to leave this place. They want to make sure stay around so they don't miss anything. Nunez hacks first pitch, swinging strike 1. The Bucs just 2 strikes away from evening up this series to a winner-take-all Game 3. Back to the line. Here it comes. Called strike. Nunez didn't think so, and the Miners are down to the last strike.
He is giving some charity strikes away below the zone right now.
0-2. From the wide, here it is. Up and away as the Bucs bullpen has walked down to the dugout again prematurely. It would take a very long shot burst of momentum, but there is still some hope, at least for right now. And there is a called strike 3. All hope has vanished. The Miners drop Game 2 by a score of 4-1. They don't have a miracle comeback in them, so the ABL Top of the World Playoff Semifinals will see a Game 3. The Anchorage Bucs come in today. They put 3 on the board in the 3rd and pretty much coast from there. They got an additional run in the 7th. Miners with just 1 run in the 5th, but you cannot say they did not have opportunities.
No, they had plenty of opportunities, and for a team with only 2 hits, getting the bases loaded and getting runners to 3rd is a rarity. Something that they wasted and something they can't complain about. At the end of the day, those foul balls weren't hits and they couldn't put together any offense.
We'll be back here 4 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. Winner take all Game 3. Who's going to face the Anchorage Glacier Pilots in the championship? So we'll have to wait about another 19-ish hours here from Palmer. So we'll be back here tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pre-game about 3:50. The Miners trying to hold on in advance of the championship. I've been Reese Landon, joined by Sean Neef, saying so long. The Bucs 4-1 winners today in Palmer. We hope you join our stream tomorrow. Make sure to follow along as the Miners look to advance to the title game for the first time since 2018.